FIVEAA with the 6 o'clock news. Good morning, I'm Graham Goodings.
Chipped windscreen? RAA approved repairer Complete Windscreens repairs it from just $99. Find the big red koala.
Australia has capped off one of its most successful days in Olympic history, winning gold in the women's pole vault. 9 Radio's Katie Fuller reports from Paris.
Nina Kennedy got herself in gold medal position when it came down to the final 3, clearing 4.9 metres on the first attempt, leaping over the bar to the deafening roars of tens of thousands of spectators here in Stade de France. US athlete Katie Moon failed to make it over, Kennedy running to her loved ones, bursting into tears of joy as she realised the gold medal was hers. The 27-year-old is Australia's 4th gold medal winner on day 12 of the Olympics, making it one of the nation's most successful days in the history of the Games.
Earlier it was Matt Wern who kick-started the gold rush in the sailing, winning the men's dinghy final. Skateboarder Keegan Palmer followed suit, winning gold, and then Australia's men's pursuit cycling team defeated Great Britain to take gold at the velodrome. More Olympic news in sport coming up with Tom Wren. The federal government will fund a 15% pay increase for early education workers. The boost will cost almost $4 billion and will be phased in over 2 years. In exchange for the increase, childcare centres will not be able to raise their fees. Researchers have established a possible link between a chemical commonly used in plastic food packaging and autism in boys. Gail Watson has the details.
The findings, published in Nature Communications, were based on 2 large birth groups, including Victoria's Barwon infant study that's been running since 2010. Higher traces of the chemical known as BPA were detected in the urine samples of pregnant mothers who gave birth to sons later found to have autism. BPA is an industrial chemical which in the past was widely used to produce strong, durable plastic products, including drink bottles. Although there has been a shift to BPA-free products, experts say all bisphenols are endocrine-disrupting chemicals. The Florey Institute says their findings support a potential link between autism and the exposure to plastic chemicals in the womb.
Global insurer Zurich has shut the gate on concussion claims for new AFL players. It follows recent $1 million plus payouts to former players Paddy McCartan, Marcus Adams and Paul Seedsman. Zurich has now inserted a blanket concussion exclusion for all new clients. Researchers at a Queensland university say cat owners tend to be more neurotic than those with dogs. The James Cook University study also found dog owners had higher levels of resilience. But psychology lecturer Dr. Jessica Oliver says it remains a mystery why.
We don't know whether they start out as more neurotic and then decide to get a cat, or whether they get a cat and through the process of owning a cat become more neurotic. We can't rule that out. Really interestingly, there is a link between neuroticism and toxoplasmosis, which is an infection caused by the Toxoplasma gondii parasite that you can get from cats.
Now to 5AA Sport.
Colours, custom design, any house, any style. Gliderol Garage Doors. Gliderol.com.au.
Good morning, Tom Wren. A golden day in Paris.
It was magnificent, wasn't it, Graham? Unbelievable. As we heard a little bit earlier with you, Australia celebrating a record day at the Olympics after taking home 4 gold medals. Now, one of those was in the men's park skating. Keegan Palmer has put up a score of 93.11 to defend his Tokyo title. Still only 21 years of age, he says he only got into the sport and never expected to represent Australia on the world stage.
Bro, the Olympics wasn't even a thought back then for us skaters. We were just trying to make our way into the X Games and stuff like that, and being able to put on a show for the world and show how cool skateboarding is. Like Arissa yesterday, 14 years old, winning gold medals. It's hard to do that in other sports, but you can do it in skateboarding.
Audio there thanks to 9 Radio. Now, there was also gold for Matt Wern in the sailing. Nina Kennedy became Australia's first ever female field athlete to take out gold. She won the pole vault event, while Australia's men's pursuit cycling team defeated Great Britain to take gold at the velodrome. Unfortunately, though, the Sharks have given up a 3-goal lead to bow out in the quarterfinals of the men's water polo. They led 5-2 after the US was shown a red card before the Americans mounted a comeback to finish at 7-7. The match then headed for a shootout, which was won by the Americans.
And he scored it. The Americans are through. A big upset here. The Australians have been knocked out of the men's water polo tournament. The Americans will go through to the semi-final.
Audio again there, thanks to 9 Radio. And in some football, it is selection night in the AFL with decisions to be made for both the Crows and Port Adelaide. The Power will travel to Melbourne to take on the Demons on Saturday night at the MCG, while the Crows will name only a squad with their clash against the Bulldogs not being played until Sunday. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now the 5AA forecast.
See any issue firsthand with AutoCam. Real-time video, direct to you from your Automaster's technician.
Showers and 15 today, tomorrow partly cloudy 16, Saturday mostly sunny 17, then Sunday a beautiful 20 and sunny. Currently it's 13. More news as it happens on 5AA.
City Discount Tires.
Get saving this month at City Discount Tires. Grab 3 Falcon Zig ZE310R passenger car tyres and get the 4th tyre absolutely free. Experience top-notch performance with exceptional grip on both wet and dry surfaces. Steer your way to citydiscounttires.com.au for even more great deals. City Discount Tires. We're driven by value.
City Discount Tires.
What's got Mike singing? Mike just got an energy-efficient heat pump installed by EcoVantage. Not only is it using nearly 80% less energy than his old hot water system and saving hundreds off his power bills, he got it for free. Thanks to federal and SA government incentives, you can get your own energy-efficient heat pump from just $0. Pump your energy bills down with EcoVantage. Visit ecovantage.com.au.
Ray White, big name in real estate, but also the biggest name in business broking. What makes us big? Our people, like Brett Buckley and his team. MBA, lecturer, and multi-time SA Business Broker of the Year. Brett doesn't just read a P&L, he feels it. If you're selling or expanding your business, Brett can take your business apart and find you more money. And we're not talking small change. Go on, touch base with Brett. Search Ray White Business Sales SA.
The new quarter pounder range is here at Macca's with 4 quarter pounders to try. There's the OG quarter pounder for the purists. That's David. The double quarter pounder for the hungry. And the quarter pounder deluxe for the bougie.
The bougie. Ooh la la. How good a quarter pounder is my favourite burger. And the new quarter pounder barbecue, bacon and crispy onions. Now, I already almost create that one myself because I always add bacon to my quarter pounder burger and, of course, extra pickles. So now you're spoilt for choice. For people who love that kind of thing, which one are you going to choose?
Well, you can try the new quarter pounder range today. So that, again, the OG quarter pounder, the double quarter pounder, and the quarter pounder that Karl Marx doesn't like, the quarter pounder deluxe, and the new quarter pounder barbecue bacon and crispy onions, available after 10:30am for a limited time.
Streaming live via the 5AA Player app.
On DAB Digital Radio.
And on 1395 AM.
This is 5AA, always Adelaide.
Visit your local Hyundai dealer for offers on a wide range of models. Don't miss out. T's and C's apply.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings. 5AA Breakfast.
8 minutes after 6, good morning to you. Welcome to Thursday on 5AA Breakfast. It's the 8th of August. There's been a seismic shift in the world whilst you've been sleeping. It is the end of the dueling superpowers, the United States and China. That era is over. We're ushering in a new era of a third superpower on planet Earth. The medal tally doesn't lie, my friends. US, China, and now Australia by a street. We have had one of the greatest nights in the history of this proud country's sporting excellence at the Olympic Games. 4 gold medals overnight, 6 medals in track and field all up. Best track and field meet since 1968. Our greatest ever gold medal haul, surpassing Sydney, 18 gold medals. It has been an unbelievable evening. I wonder if anyone stayed up and watched through it. Did you get up early? Some of it was a bit of a surprise, so some of them we knew they were coming, but it has been a remarkable evening in the Olympic Games in Paris. We'll be talking more about that over the course of the day. Also, Matt Abraham's going to join us. We'll have the spin of the week. Dan Hughes will be on the show. We'll talk about Port Adelaide's suddenly looking superb for season 2024. And we'll get you across the news of the day as well. David Penberthy, good morning to you.
Good morning, listeners. Good morning, Will. Now, I went to bed last night. I could not believe it. I reckon a few of our listeners who tune in relatively early would have been in the same boat, metaphor not intended. But I was watching Matt Wern in the sailing, Were you still up? So
No, I
was
wasn't up for Matt Wern.
Yeah,
No.
so he did his race. 80% of the race was completed. He was going head-to-head against a Cypriot guy who was the only one who could possibly beat him. So the two of them were tacking and trying to get in the best spot for the start. Then they all went out, sailing around there off the coast of Marseille. Looked beautiful. But then the wind just dropped completely. So with the race 4/5 done, I didn't know this happened. The match officials held up a blue and white checkered flag that means the race is abandoned.
And who was ahead in that point in the race?
He was totally ahead. He was literally probably 2 minutes away from winning a gold medal, and they said, no, the race is null and void. So they had to redo the race. And I was just watching it going...
Look, that's cruel.
I know, and his parents were there watching, and they were talking to the bloke from Channel 9 going, oh, crikey. Like. But they said, it was a good comment, his mum said, was talking to his brother and sister, and they said, one thing about Matt, don't piss him off. Because when they cancelled the race, he just started bashing his boat with his fist, going,
That's
come
brutal.
on!
Well, they delayed it. They had to. So I was talking to Soda at 7 last night because he said, when's the Wern race on? And I said, well, no one knows because they're waiting for the wind to pick up off Marseille.
Because the wind happened the day before.
That's right.
And there was no wind. But what a night. It's just incredible. And
So
to
he won
wake
it-
up to that news.
he
He
won
was,
it
he was the
dinghy.
first of the 4 winners.
Keegan Palmer in the skateboarding. Geez, we dominate. We're the best skateboarding nation on planet Earth, it turns out. The men's team pursuit was less surprising. They were always a Monty to win it. Lots of South Australians. We're going to be updating the South Australian medal tally later. We claim them as SA guys because we claim the entire cycling team because they
Why
train
not?
here. So,
Why not?
you know what? Contact our lawyers if you don't like it.
Exactly.
Then Nina Kennedy, just in the last hour, became our first ever female pole vault champion as well.
Amazing. So that's bettering Tatiana Grigorieva, who won silver in
yep.
Sydney. Aussie Tatiana?
I don't think there was... I think people knew we'd have a good games. We had a huge team. But I don't think anyone was talking about the greatest gold medal haul in history. It's hard to imagine we're not going to end up third on the medal tally now.
Yeah, there's a few team events, like the basketball, the Americans are probably going to... Well, they'll definitely pick up gold. The men, you would think.
Yeah, but
wouldn't
that's... all I'm saying is we're going to come third. We're 5 golds ahead of France, who are next.
Yeah, what about the Brits?
The Brits...
Because they'll come home in the yachting and the rowing, won't they?
The Brits
the rowing's done.
Yeah, the Brits will need 6 to equal us from here. I don't want to...
Oh, they're probably going
It's
to complain
Thursday.
about something.
They'll complain about something. But, I mean, that's ridiculous. You've got the United States, which since the Second World War has been the economic powerhouse of the world.
It is pretty crazy.
You've got China, who is the modern economic powerhouse of the world.
Population, what, 2 billion?
Yeah, we're 1.5 billion, something like that.
Mm.
Then you've got Australia, 26, 27 million people. It's
I tell you what,
stupid.
folks, next time you're in Gawler Place, popping into town to pick up some presents for the grandkids, and you see some scruffy-looking teenagers standing there leaning against a wall next to the pigeon sculpture, holding their big black skateboards and going, that's a gnarly move, man. You're thrashing it. Don't shake your head in disapproval, because you could be talking to a future Australian gold medalist.
Almost my favourite video that I've seen of the Olympic Games is the 2 skatey guys who commentate the skateboarding.
Doing the call on the 14-year-old.
Calling Arissa True's gold medal.
How good was that?
Because the call was excellent. Because they were so enthusiastic.
Those guys are legit, because they know their stuff and they care.
But seeing them hugging each other and high-fiving during her routine, it's awesome.
It looked like us when we won the penalty shootout
It was like that. But then they're like celebrating things that to the vast majority of us mean nothing. She's gone for it! The Fagan! Or whatever it was. I don't know what it was, but they were hugging each other and almost in tears.
Oh, man, there's so many tricks there. Oh, another trick. Oh, gnarly, dude. Oh, man. So my brain's going to explode.
That's what I want.
Far out.
You want commentators that live it.
Yeah, you do. You
Well,
do.
those guys...
I reckon they're in the top 10 commentators.
They're brilliant. They're like absolutely brilliant.
You think about guys who go with certain sports like, is it Howard Cosell in the boxing?
Yes.
Remember him, the American?
Yep.
I'm afraid to say I do not think Muhammad Ali is the man he was 5 years ago. Yeah, Howard, I've been talking to your wife, and she says, you ain't the man you were 10 years ago. But you hear Howard Cosell's voice, you hear You hear whispering Ted Lowe, you know you're watching Pop Black.
Phil Liggett with cycling.
Phil Liggett, yeah. Murray Walker.
Murray Walker was like that.
Yeah.
Back when he was doing F1.
Martin Tyler, historically.
Yeah.
In the, Martin Tyler's voice just feels like 3 o'clock in the morning and you're watching Cameroon v England in 1994 or something. But yeah, these guys, they belong to the sport.
They live it. They didn't roll in with a binder full of the rules 2 weeks ago and start trying to call it.
Yeah.
I think they're great.
They're good.
It's been so good. I wonder who's been up, who's celebrating, who's feeling patriotic this morning. 8223 You can text us on the Duttons text line. Duttons car dealerships in the Adelaide Hills and Murray Bridge. Duttons, easy to do business with.
Jay in Croydon says the diversity of last night's medals was the highlight. Sailing, skating, pole vault, cycling, great stuff. Aussies, good stuff.
Day 4 of the Undie Drive. We're getting to the business end of the week now. You can still donate. 5undiedrive.com.au. I tell you what I've liked in the last 24 hours, and this has come on because the big wigs in town have cottoned on to the must-have fashion item of 2024, the 5AA Undie Drive socks. I've seen Grant Stevens modelling them, the police commissioner. I've seen the Premier of the state modelling them.
Grant Stevens is a legend. That photo of him with his feet up on the desk at Police HQ is hilarious. So has Mally done it too?
I think Mally's done it too.
Excellent.
You can get them by going to roughsleeper.com.au. The influencers will be onto them next.
Oh, yeah. They'll be wearing them. There'll be people taking photos at sunset with the cube in the background that the SA Tourism Commission will be promoting, maybe for the next Sam Smith concert. People wearing the socks.
They'll be wearing the socks. Yeah. They'll be doing that pose where they're like, oh, you caught me unawares.
Yeah, that's right. While I'm drinking
I was just...
Nothing.
Oh, did you take a photo? I was looking up
that's right.
with this glass.
Exactly. I was just enjoying my Pinot Grigio when I took that photograph.
What a candid shot.
That's right. Here we go.
One of 10,000 I took.
Now, they're only 20... That's right. They got me on the spur of the moment. $20 a pop. All proceeds go to the Hutt Street Centre and, of course, Catherine House. So, the commish, the Premier,
Movers
influencers.
and shakers. Yeah.
Who's that actress in Hollywood that the Tizer always writes about in their celebrity page?
Teresa Palmer.
Yeah, she'll have them. She's got some, apparently.
You know what the thing is?
She's got some.
Wearing these around town, given their limited edition, if you see them from beneath someone's, suit pants or whatever they might well be, you'll nod at each other. And you exchange no other form of communication. It'll be like a Fight Club sort of arrangement.
Yeah,
you just know.
Like being a Mason.
Yeah, you just know.
Yeah.
There's another one. One of my people.
Apparently Sia is going to wear some in the next video.
Is that right?
Yeah, I heard that.
That makes sense. I can see it. I like it. 18 after 6, news headlines in a moment.
The critical part of any healthcare is the care. It's about being by your side when you and your loved ones need us most. Through late night fevers, through the rough and tumble of weekend sports, through weird rashes, mystery aches, and knowing in your heart that something's not quite right. From surgery to rehabilitation. Through emergencies, mental illness, chronic diseases, and for better health. Your doctor cares. Let's take care of them too. Authorised by Dr. David Pope, Sasmoa, Adelaide.
Great choice, great savings. Now is the perfect time to buy a new caravan or motorhome from Canberra Agent RV Centre. With great deals and an extensive range from leading brands like Winnebago, Corrimal and Windsor, as well as a great selection of pre-owned products, we are a one-stop shop for caravans, campervans, motorhomes and more. So what are you waiting for? Visit Canberra Agent RV Centre Parafield Gardens to find the perfect RV for your next adventure.
Are you looking to book a winter break without breaking the bank? Swap the sofa for a city stay, a starry night sky, a steaming spa, or an outback bar, and light up your winter with the hottest deals on accommodation and experiences.
Reignite your sense of adventure by exploring South Australia as it comes alive in winter with fiery events, long lunches, world-class wine, and awe-inspiring natural experiences. It's time to winter our way in SA with a last-minute getaway.
Imagine escaping to a cabin in the forest, cuddling up around campfires, swimming with cuttlefish, or treating yourself to a city hotel stay.
Leave the winter blues behind. Visit southaustralia.com/holiday-deals. SA, winter our way.
Hi, I'm Lynn Andrews. The Lynn Andrews team have seen a lot of change in real estate over the past 50 years, but one thing remains unchanged. Our passion to help people invest in their future. To build strong property portfolios in either the residential or the commercial sectors. Our commitment to property investment over the years means we have a wealth of knowledge to share. We're here to help you. Visit lynnandrews.com.au.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube. Visit your local Hyundai dealer for offers on a wide range of models. Don't miss out. T's and C's apply.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings. 5AA Breakfast.
21 after 6. Lots of people excited about our Olympic exploits overnight and frankly over the course of the last 2 weeks. We'll get your texts in just a moment in the Dutton's text line. There was some bad news out of Paris, though, for the Olympic team. The head of the Australian Olympic team has voiced her disappointment regarding hockey player Tom Craig, who was arrested for buying cocaine in Paris. He's been released without conviction or a fine, but has been given a warning from a judge. Chef de mission Anna Mears says he will lose any remaining Olympic rights. However, he'd already left the Olympic Village and wasn't going to the closing ceremony, and the AOC is limited in what it can do. He was effectively there just as a
private citizen,
travelling tourist at this point.
What a halfway, though.
Yeah.
Pretty stupid. They got the drug dealer too. The pair of them were in custody.
Yeah, they caught them in the act, I think.
Yeah, like right in the midst of a...
Which gives you a sense of I mean, they're not rostering... There's no periods of police officers being rostered off in Paris at the moment, are there?
No.
You know, they've kind of covered every square inch of what's going on. You're not going to get away with much.
Apparently the whole city is just completely locked down.
The federal government will fund a 15% pay increase for early education workers. The boost will cost almost $4 billion and be phased in over 2 years. In exchange for the increase, childcare centres will not be able to raise their fees.
$4 billion?
$4 billion, yeah.
Whose money is that?
Federal government, ours.
So it's taxpayer money. That's a lot of money, isn't it?
15% pay increase.
15%. I believe these are talking about the lowest paid, some of the lowest paid workers in a historically undervalued and crucial field, but that's a big pay rise.
It's a big one. I wonder how much of that too is. And I saw the Prime Minister's been tweeting about it this morning. So
more non-inflationary work from the Albanese government.
This won't hurt inflation at all. Yeah, I know they're kidding themselves. That said, I think with this early education stuff, I wonder if part of the impetus behind it is attraction, because it's expanding the sector massively. We're seeing it here with the extended kindergarten now for 3-year-olds coming in, and other states doing similar things.
That's true.
One of part of it is we just need to attract a heap of new people to the sector, and it wasn't competitive previously. We'll find out more a little bit later today. I think this story is fascinating. If we have time, we might talk more about it after 7. Global insurer Zurich has shut the gate on concussion claims for new AFL players. So they've just forked out millions of bucks. Zurich, the insurer, to Paddy McCartan, Marcus Adams, and Paul Seedsman here, which is good news for the Seed. Delighted to hear that.
But have they said in future, if you're concussed playing AFL, it's a clause, we will not pay you?
Well, this is the most relatable sports story you're ever going to see, because Zurich have said, hey, we've got a new little clause in our cover for sports people. If it's what they call, I think, active sport, concussion's not covered anymore.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's an exclusion. That's what we call it, isn't it? It's an exclusion.
Do we know, have they listed the sports? Like, what if you accidentally knock your heads playing soccer?
I'm not sure whether soccer's covered or not.
AFL... Or hypothetically, even cricket.
Yeah,
you're
cricket.
Going for a skied outfield catch and you're running on one of your teammates and knock yourself out.
It's a great question. I don't know which are covered. I do know AFL's no longer covered. So player agents yesterday had a big meeting about, well, what are we going to do to insure these guys in future? Because concussion is the big one. There was a host of players just this year that have retired. Theoretically, wouldn't be covered. We'll talk more about that later. Farmers say a change to visa requirements being considered by the federal government would cost regional economies. They're worried an incentive requiring backpackers to spend 88 days working in the bush could be scrapped. A report suggests the move would wipe at least $203 million a year from the regions for every 20,000 workers lost.
See, that's not just a sort of Queensland, Western New South Wales type story. That's really important here in South Australia, because I know that a lot of the Adelaide Hills vegetable growers, they rely on like backpackers and people who are here sort of half tourist stuff paying their own way to get up there and help them out. I was talking to a mate of mine who's got a staff member who works part-time in a pizza bar, in his pizza bar, but the bloke who's doing it also picks Brussels sprouts up at like, near Summertown, sorry. So if that changes, it's going to be hugely detrimental.
I like this Dutton's text from someone. Dave M says, after seeing what happened to the Bluey coins, I hope there's good security for your limited edition Undie Drive socks. Did you see that story?
Oh, it's crazy.
The $600,000 heist of Bluey coins?
Yeah, it's just staggering, isn't it?
That's
Well, Jade did the story the other morning about the
garden gnomes,
the bluey gnomes.
Yeah, that's Joe. That's sort of
Gnome Chomsky,
an old-fashioned, bank robberies type stuff. Gnome Chomsky.
Sorry, I don't know what made me say that.
We might have broken our record for sort of lefty philosophers and writers in this first half hour this morning.
Karl Marx reference in a McDonald's ad.
Just as Karl Marx would have intended, I imagine.
It's the best engineered burger, the quarter pounder. You can eat it one-handed in the car. It's good if you're out.
Macca's are good. Macca's are great at what they didn't get there by accident. I do. I like the term. The term bougie though is this sort of Generation Z.
I don't even know how to pronounce that word.
Generation Z sort of thing.
Bourgeois. Writing the live reads now.
Yeah. It's the language of the kids. All right, Tom Wren's in the 5AA Breakfast Studio. Gliderol Garage Doors, adding strength, style and safety to your home. Gliderol.com.au. Morning to you, Rennie.
Morning, Will. Morning, David. I heard you touch on it, but look, what a night for Australia in the Olympics. I mean, just incredible. 4 gold, 2 bronze. So to bring those up to date, wondering what's happened, where have we won the gold? So Matt Wern, I heard you talking about that. He won gold in the sailing, which was sensational. Nina Kennedy, she's the most recent in terms of the 4 overnight. She's the first ever field athlete, female, to win a gold medal for Australia. So remember we had Tatiana Grigorieva win silver, I reckon, at the pole vault in Sydney. Well, Nina Kennedy's taken the gold. So amazing performance from her.
It's probably the best night since that night, because the night that Tatiana won, from memory, it was also the night Kathy Freeman won.
I think it was.
And they were almost back to back.
Yeah. And that's what happens. You often have, like, events happening while there are races going on, and
that was also, I reckon, from memory too. Remember that excellent guy who loved a bunger and a Bundy and Coke, Jai Tarima?
Jai Tarima.
See, hilarious.
I'm jumping Jai the centimetre guy.
That's right. He was excellent.
He was the long jump, wasn't he?
One of my heroes.
Keegan Palmer won the men's park. So remember, skateboarding got introduced for Tokyo. So he's the only male that's taken it out. Still only 21. So he's probably...
Yeah, but is that like 56 in skateboarding land?
He's come on, granddad.
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah.
He's like the Tex Walker of skateboarding.
Yeah, that's right. And then the men's pursuit team won the cycling. So there are 4 gold. We did also win a couple of bronze medals too. So the mixed relay marathon race walk, and in the discus, Matthew Denny took that out, which was just moments after Matt Wern won the sailing. Just a couple of other results as well. The men's water polo team, which has been playing so well, they were 5-2 up against the USA, who'd had a player red carded, and then unfortunately finished at 7-0 when they lost in penalty. So disappointment after
they've been
starting
going so well.
Yeah, the Sharks.
Although they dropped their bundle a bit against Japan. I know it was a dead rubber, but it felt like you don't want to take mediocre form into the finals.
Yeah. Maybe there was a bit of that carryover.
But they beat Hungary 9-8, France 9-8. The women are still going, though.
I think the women are still going, as are the women in the basketball. Will, a great win against Serbia. Really flat start for them, but they've just...
Yeah.
They're sort of trajectories going
Pleasingly,
up.
that's looking like a blip, the Nigeria game, and they've regained form. And good to see Jade Melbourne play really well, who's sort of one of the real bright young stars of the women's basketball team in Australia, and will be for a number of years. So she did a slow start to the tournament and really got going against Serbia. Yeah,
definitely. Look, teams come out tonight. Looking forward to the chat with Dan Houston. Want to get your thoughts. I don't think I'll be overly popular with my opinion, but wildcard's being spoken about a lot. So this is instead of having... I think... the alternative of having no football or wildcard, I'm all for it. So that would mean next year...
what's wildcard for the finals?
So next year, so this could happen. So you'd have, instead of the top 8, you have the top 6 that get the week off, and then you have 7th versus 10th and 8th versus 9th for the final 2 spots in the top 8.
What is wrong with the AFL?
So I don't mind it.
So, I would go back to the olden days of everything in AFL.
Top 5.
Apart from when guys built each other in the head. That's the one thing we need to fix. Everything else, just leave it as it was in about 1975, I reckon.
Yeah. See, I don't mind it. I just hate the alternative of having no football.
I hate the no footy weekend is ridiculous. I can't stand
absurd.
it. Yeah, it's just a stupid idea. They need to 86 it.
But if you're running the AFL, I reckon you'd think it's tactically dangerous, because what you're doing is you're giving people who love sport a chance to watch NRL.
Something else.
Or something from overseas.
Yeah.
Well, I know more people in Adelaide that watch NRL now than ever before. A lot of people are really getting into it. And, it's just... The one great thing they did this year was Thursday night football, and then they decided to stop it.
I know. Yeah, that was bizarre. That was bizarre. Will, don't like it. Wildcard.
The only thing I don't object to the concept per se, but having the more teams you get into a sort of pseudo finals, it devalues the normal season.
Yeah.
Like if you can,
that's
so if
good
you're
call.
10th and you can
Fair
come, what record would 10th be this year? Or is this year probably not a good example?
This might be a bit of an outlier,
Yeah.
because it's so close.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I'm not against it, but
you're right. Some years it could be that it's 11 and 12 or
that's
10,
right. You can have a
10,
team in
13.
7th who's won 15 games, 14 games, and a team in 10th that's won.
Actually, in hindsight, it would have been good to have it last year.
Yeah.
Well, then the rebuild would be over, I guess, wouldn't it? Make the wild card
I know.
game. Hey,
Really.
how exciting!
This season would have just been a minor blip.
Good stuff, Rennie.
Thanks, boys.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Showers and 15 today with the 6:30 news. I'm Graham Goodings.
Make RAA approved windscreen repairer Complete Windscreens your insurer repairer of choice. Visit completewindscreens.com.au.
Australia is celebrating a record day at the Olympics, taking home 4 gold medals. We now have 18 gold medals, our best ever performance. The latest coming from Nina Kennedy in the women's pole vault.
I felt really calm. I came in with a job and I came in with an intention, and today I just told myself to get to work, do your job, and this is the result.
Audio thanks to 9 Radio. More Olympic news, including our other gold medal winners, coming up in sport with Tom Wren. An Australian hockey player has apologised after being arrested in Paris for attempting to buy cocaine. 28-year-old Tom Craig has spent a night in police custody but has not been fined. He was arrested along with an alleged dealer. Craig says he made a terrible mistake and he takes full responsibility.
My actions are my own and by no way reflect the values of my family, my teammates, my friends, my sport and the Australian Olympic team. I've embarrassed you all. I'm truly sorry.
The IOC is dismissing suggestions it's fueling the obesity crisis by having a soft drink giant Coca-Cola as major sponsor. The American company has been a partner with the Olympics for decades. The IOC's Anne-Sophie Vaumard says they believe Coke operates in a responsible way.
In relation to Paris and what they're doing here, they're providing a full mix and range of products, water, tea, coffee, juices, sparkling beverages. So there's a mix that has many sugar-free options.
The federal government will fund a 15% pay increase for early education workers. The boost will cost almost $4 billion and will be phased in over 2 years. In exchange for the increase, childcare centres will not be able to raise their fees. Thousands of police are being mobbed across England as the authorities brace for more unrest, fuelled in part by anti-immigration sentiment. More than 100 events linked to the far right and dozens of counter-protests are believed to be planned. There's been more than a week of rioting since 3 young girls were killed in a mass stabbing in Southport near Liverpool. London Police Chief Sir Mark Rowley says a plan's in place to deal with any eventuality, including the guarding of some premises housing asylum seekers.
We've decided to marshal thousands of police officers across the country. We've changed our tactics in the last couple of days. Besides marshalling more officers, we're brigading some of them at key strategic locations across the country to give us more agility to respond to wherever the protests are most intense and show overwhelming force so that the criminals and thugs on the streets don't succeed.
3 Taylor Swift concerts in Vienna have been cancelled after confirmation of a planned terrorist attack. Austrian police have detained 2 people suspected of plotting attacks on the Ernst Happel Stadium. The suspects, Austrian citizens, had been tracked online after pledging allegiance to the Islamic State. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Gliderol Garage Doors, adding strength, style and safety to your home. Gliderol.com.au.
Good morning, Tom Wren.
And a very good morning to you as well, Graham. As we've heard a little bit earlier with you, it's been an enormous day for Australia at the Paris Olympics, with 4 gold medals and 2 bronze coming our way. The most recent gold, Nina Kennedy clearing 4.9 metres to win the women's pole vault. Just moments earlier at the Stade de France, Matthew Denny won bronze in the men's discus. At the velodrome, the men's pursuit team defeated Great Britain in the final. Team member Sam Welsford says victory against the Brits makes it especially satisfying.
Yeah, a bit of redemption there. They got us in 2016 and it was really close by 0.7 of a second, so for us to come here today and really nail the whole team pursuit week has been really special.
Audio there thanks to 9 Radio. Australia's Matt Wern bagged another gold medal in the men's dinghy race in Marseille, while there was also gold for Keegan Palmer. That was in the men's park skating. Australia also claimed bronze in the first ever marathon race walk mixed relay. Teaming up with Ridian Cowley, Jemima Montag stormed home to finish third. It's her second bronze of the Games after the women's walk.
I'll be really honest, it was hard to come back up after that first medal. I felt satisfied already and I was like, where am I going to find the motivation to go again 6 days later? And I had to tap into one of my values of teamwork and gratitude to Rids.
Yeah, good stuff. That audio also thanks to 9 Radio. Peyton Craig is through to the semi-finals of the men's 800 metres event after finishing third in his heat. Fellow Aussies Joseph Deng and Peter Boll will have to go through the repechage, as will Michelle Janicki after stumbling in her women's 100-metre hurdles heat. And in some football news, the Crows will train this morning with the squad for their side to take on the Bulldogs, to be announced late this afternoon. Port will also name a side to take on Melbourne on Saturday night at the MCG. And that's the 5AA Sport.
And now the 5AA forecast.
See any issue firsthand with AutoCam. Real-time video, direct to you from your Automaster's technician.
15 with showers today, tomorrow partly cloudy 16, Saturday mostly sunny 17, and then Sunday beautiful sunny day, 20 degrees. Currently it's 13. More news as it happens on 5AA.
Visit your local Hyundai dealer for offers on a wide range of models. Don't miss out. T's and C's apply.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
23 minutes to 7. Few people on the Foodland Supermarkets Facebook and YouTube live stream have noted something of an omission this morning, David, because they were listening yesterday when Tim Cooper was on the program.
Some sod said that if someone stumped up $1,000, I'd have to do the entire show wearing a Norwood jumper. I'm deeply uncomfortable with that, given my stirred allegiances. So
I think it's an excellent suggestion. I think we at Coopers would love to give $1,000 to make you wear Norwood outfit tomorrow.
Yes,
that would be our. It would be a raising funds for Tasman House and Hutt Street Centre. So thank you for doing it, and of course we've been with Norwood as major sponsor since 1947.
So that's Tim Cooper yesterday chipping in $1,000 to get you in the Norwood gear.
I was hoping people had forgotten about that.
Well, they had.
It happened on live radio.
I can tell you they haven't.
In an act of defiance, I've gone wearing my Sturt t-shirt this morning.
Well, that won't be for long, my friend, because the Norwood Football Club have spent a special dispatch to 5AA this morning.
Oh, no.
It's a grand old flag, it's a high flag.
If you're watching on the Foodland Supermarkets Facebook and YouTube live stream, Stephen Rowe,
not the scarf.
With the
there was nothing in the deal about a scarf.
Roey's in the Nord Lycra.
Supporter for one day.
We've got it.
A card to Cooper's finest.
Oh, fantastic.
Dale
I'll take the
Fleming,
beer.
2017
Dale,
Premiership player.
mate, how are you? Good to see you. Thanks so much for coming in.
Have a seat, guys. Have a seat.
That's yours, Will. That's
Oh,
a good
this is
Bolsa red
hilarious.
for you.
Beautiful.
Will.
Thank you very much, Dale.
The certificate really is the icing on the cake. I'll read it out. So, Norwood Football Club, certificate of induction as a Norwood Football Club supporter for one day. Oh, I tell you what, I am in deep strife with our manager, with our general manager Sue Dewing.
The things we do for charity, the Hutt Street Centre.
Yeah.
How many years is this the Undies Drive, guys?
Almost 10.
Yeah,
I think
getting
it's
close.
fantastic. So you've got to do anything. I had to do a backflip off the jetty with Treadray a couple of years ago for a grant.
Didn't you have to wear a port jumper at one point?
Oh, no, I'd never do that.
Everyone, a man's got to draw a line somewhere.
Well, they would.
Dale Fleming, 1997 Premiership player.
Yep, teammate with Rowie back in the glorious days of the Premiership win then.
Now, 97, that was against Torrens, wasn't it?
No, it was against the Maggies.
That's right, it was.
Yeah,
it was.
yeah.
The big... I'm just trying to think. What was I've seen you guys playing a couple. Sadly, one I'm still in therapy about, which is, I guess, the reason why we're here today.
78. He hasn't got over 70.
No.
The free kick was there. The mark was there.
Yeah. Oh, no, it wasn't. Des Foster's admitted he was wrong.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's okay. Every umpire, you've got to put that on, please. I need you to stand up and put that on before we leave the building.
I'll do it now.
You do. You are.
Avert your eyes, Sue and Jace, if you're watching.
You are a little bit of a closet Nord man. We've
No,
been your
I'm
second
not.
team.
Yeah. Mate, I'm really not. Seriously, people think as a Crows supporter, they say to me, oh, you must really hate Port. And I'm like, no, I don't actually really mind Port. The team, the club that really upsets me is Nord, and it's all because of 78.
Well,
you know, it's John Wynn in the coach's box attacking Jack Odie. It's gags.
What's required to make the transition complete? How do you make a Sturt man into a Nord man? He might be able to put the jumper on, but how does he embody what the Nord Football Club stands for? What has he got to think? What has he got to do? What has he got to become?
Well, okay, what he's got to be able to do is drink that entire carton of Coopers on his own.
That's all right.
That's one of the prerequisites. Some of the best Nord functions we had in the 80s, certainly the 90s, was when Coopers was at the Leabrook site, the original site, and we'd get invited down into the what's that, like the underneath room?
Yeah.
God, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
Where they do the business.
We were all being weaned on Coopers. I only drink Coopers. So that you've got to drink that for a week.
A week? Have
Oh,
I got that
have
long?
a look at you.
What do you think? Shall
I
stand
can't
up?
say you're pasty white. You look great in that.
Rowie,
Fits
flattery
well,
will get
doesn't
you
it?
everywhere.
Looks good.
I feel like I've been taken hostage
And
and
the hat on.
I'm being forced to do things. I feel like I'm going to hold up one of those signs pledging my allegiance.
We should have
to-
got you to read out a statement. In fact, you have Nord on the brain, because our stats man Ben Jordan said, you don't even know you did this a moment ago, and you said you wish everything in football went back to 1975. What happened in 1975, gentlemen?
We won, didn't we?
Nord won the premiership.
That's right. Not
So
against Sturt, though.
you've got Nord on
Not
the brain
against
this
Sturt.
morning.
No, well, it's close to one of the best years in football, 1976. But, you know, it's a good rivalry, Sturt Nord, and it's being played out this year, isn't it? Right at the very top of the ladder.
Well, I reckon the sample might be licking their lips at the moment, with both on top.
Yeah.
I think they'll play off the grand final. I think they're the two best.
Yeah, I think
well,
so.
no one's
I
saying
mean-
hello, but they're the two best.
Yeah, well, we hope so anyway.
There's a story that Scott Hodges told me about when John Cahill was coaching Port, and he used to use this technique as a rev up, where he'd get the opposition team's list, and he'd go through them going, oh, you know, Neil Craig, he's rubbish. You know, we wouldn't want him. And he'd go through the list of every team, read out the names of all the players, but the one player, he'd go, all right, you take McIntosh. he'd never single out because
Jimmy Ginniver said that.
He has.
it's a great yarn. It's a great yarn. And I think everyone in the SANFL just genuinely adores that bloke.
Well, how about
He's probably your talisman, isn't he? He's the icon of Nord.
Well, him and Johnny Wynn of the two eras.
Yeah,
I'd
John
say. Will did ask the question, so you've just segued into that. So for you to embody the Nord Footy Club, I want you to grow a goatee. I think
That'll take him about 19 minutes.
Yeah.
The scarf's upsetting me. I'm happy with the jumper. I don't know about the scarf.
Actually, hand that to Will. He could use it as a ribbon.
Well, watch this space.
I'll give money to that.
I can't even say the word
I'll even
ribbon.
fix my hernia if you dance.
Look at Rowie, your jumper is something to behold, mate.
Well, apparently I'm going to take this off and give this to you. So we wore this in what year, Steve?
I reckon 94
and 95.
Yeah, I reckon,
Neil Craig
yeah,
was
yeah.
coach.
Yep.
What a great idea to wear a lycra suit, look like the Opals. Honestly.
It looks like a stubby holder.
Hey?
It looks like it's made out of the same material as a stubby holder.
But anyway, I've got to leave this with you because apparently you've got to do one more thing wearing a Nord outfit that you'll be made very aware of down the track. And
that's
we'll be
exciting.
Very happy to tell you what it is.
You know what? There's you guys mentioned
It's a surprise for you.
that could be a bit of challenge bowl torture that's yet to be revealed. That's coming up. I think there's an opportunity here, and I do like the fact photos were taken of David in the jumper, because if it does turn into a grand final, Sturt Nord this year, wouldn't it be nice to see Nord run out through a banner with a picture of Sturt's ambassador on it, wearing a Nord jumper?
There you go.
I think that'd be some powerful
I got to say,
motivation.
if not for the fact that it was Tim Cooper, the head honcho of Cooper's Brewery, put me on the spot, none of this would be happening. I feel like technically I can argue to my superiors at Sturt that I said yes to Cooper's but not to Norwood.
Well, my business is on the back of the Sturt jumper, so you can wear
Yeah,
one.
well, you're a sponsor of Sturt, aren't you, Rowie?
So, complete windscreen, so
Well,
you can
thank you
wear
for your
that.
support.
He does look good in that.
He does, yeah. Fits well.
Okay. All right, well, our work here is done.
There we go.
Put the hat on, please, and the scarf. We want the full photo.
I'm just going to wear the jumper.
Oh,
I can't go full Norwood.
We need to get a photo.
The deal was the jumper. I'm wearing the jumper.
A photo for the ages. The jumper's staying on all day. All right. $1,000 in the kitty.
T-shirt here. I'm going to put that on as a matter of urgency at 5 to 9.
$1,000 in the kitty. Thanks to Coopers. Thank you, gentlemen, for coming in.
Thank you for coming in.
No worries, and thanks, Pembo. We really appreciate the publicity, mate. Thank you.
I reckon if you're...
it's all for the SANFL, and it is one of the great rivalries in what I still think is the greatest football code in the land.
Here.
If you're a Nord fan that's listening and you have had a chuckle, tip into the Undy Drive, 5double-undydrive.com.au.
You got plenty of dough being a Norwood supporter. I know you're all about to top off to your jobs as stockbrokers or
that's what gets you up and about, isn't it? It's the down and out part of town in Unley that has you.
This is a sturt man. I walked into a luncheon.
Hey, have you met our cheer squad?
They weren't lawyers. They were judges. They were King's Counsel. They actually wore their silk. I walked in and took one look and ran out.
Yeah. You clearly haven't met our cheer squad.
No.
Thank you for coming in, gentlemen.
Good on you guys.
Thank you.
Special dispatch from Nord with the certificate and everything. David Penberthy, Nord supporter for one day. Let's check traffic. We'll be back with more in a moment.
Thanks, Will. And morning, David. Roads are looking pretty good for the run-in today. We're actually going to break down free, so no hassles getting to work, which is good. Boomgate stuck down this morning at Panorama. Look out for that. That's on Barrett's Road. Bit of activity at Brighton this morning. Brighton Road near Marlborough Street. Slow going South Road through Glandore and Edwardstown for those ongoing roadworks. And busy now, Port Road Expressway, Port Adelaide. Got a camera too, Blacktop Road at Gould Creek. Right now, buy a Ford Ranger and you'll get an amazing service offer at no extra cost. Select models only. See your Ford dealer now for full terms and exclusions. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Hi, Bronte Manuel from Toop and Toop Real Estate. 2 years ago, had anyone suggested that South Australia's property prices would be on par with Melbourne's, it might have been met with some scepticism. However, the unexpected has happened. Adelaide's property market is in full bloom, with the median house price surpassing the $900,000 mark for the first time in history. A true testament to the strength of our local property market. And no, these aren't just occasional spikes. It's solid, continued growth, reflecting a strong local property market with no signs of a slowdown. If you're contemplating selling in this profitable market, contact the experienced team at Toop and Toop. We have nearly 40 years of history backed with a strong track record of achieving exceptional sale prices. Visit toop.com.au to find out more.
City Discount Tires.
Get saving this month at City Discount Tires. Grab 3 Falcon Zeek ZE 310R passenger car tires and get the 4th tyre absolutely free. Experience top-notch performance with exceptional grip on both wet and dry surfaces. Steer your way to citydiscounttires.com.au for even more great deals. City Discount Tires. We're driven by value.
City Discount Tires.
At about the same time our show starts, you'll find Angela, owner of the Fresh Egg Shop, strolling through her property, meticulously collecting the most perfect freshly laid eggs from her 300,000 free-roaming chickens.
And once Angela's gathered the most perfect eggs, she delicately takes them to her shop in Clemzig. Once there, she places them gently in their egg carton beds, all before the doors open at 8:30am, so that when the early bird customers arrive, their quail, duck and chicken eggs eagerly await their collection.
For the freshest eggs and produce Adelaide has to offer, visit Angela at the Fresh Egg Shop, OG Road, Clemzig. Just look for the big egg.
If you're packing up your family to travel across the land will treat you different in a Dave Benson caravan. There's never any roadworks when you're driving Aussie made, and you'll always find a park that's nestled safely in the shade. The magpies will stop swooping, the kangaroos give way. You won't see a single mosquito at the end of each perfect day. And if the coppers pull you over, they won't wreck your plans when you tell them you bought Aussie made from Dave Benson Caravans.
Visit your local Hyundai dealer for offers on a wide range of models. Don't miss out. T's and C's apply.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
12 to 7. Bit of a warning on the Foodland Supermarkets Facebook and YouTube live stream for any Sturt fan that wanted to tune in and see David in his Sturt top. That's been changed at the princely sum of $1,000 thanks to the great people at Coopers who have got him in the Nord top for the remainder of the program this morning. All proceeds, of course, going to the Undy Drive. If you want to make a donation, you can do so. 5AA-undydrive.com.au. The socks from Rough Sleeper FIVEAA.com.au. The socks are going absolutely bananas. You need to get them while we still got them. Put it that way, limited edition, or buy a $2 token at your Foodland supermarkets.
Very, very true text here from Jared that says, I can see the pain in your face, Dave, but you're a champion. It's all for charity. You wouldn't find me in a poor jumper. Keep up the great work, gents. Thank you, Jared. Yeah. Okay. Is it 9 o'clock yet? I'm going to Sturt Centrals on Saturday.
Wearing that?
No, don't. I feel like I can't even show my face.
Yeah, I'd be wearing a fake moustache.
That's right.
All right, let's talk about the weather. Chris Kent at the Bureau joins us. Morning to you, Chris.
Morning, how are you?
Yeah, good, mate. How's Thursday looking?
Yeah, we got some showers starting to come across the York Peninsula ahead of that cold front that is moving through the Bight. So probably expect them to arrive in Adelaide probably by around 9 a.m. Should sort of hang around for much of the day and sort of start clearing during the late afternoon. We should see sort of around 2 to 5 millimetres maybe around the city, up in the hills, maybe up closer to 10 millimetres. So sort of, your standard cold front with this one. Top of 15 degrees today, and after that looking like, reasonably nice weekend coming up with some pretty sunny conditions coming in behind the cold front, and also some warm temperatures, so getting up to 20 degrees by Sunday. So it might be a nice weekend to get some outdoor plans going.
Sensational. Good stuff, Chris. Chris Kent there.
All right.
Good weather for the footy.
It will be fantastic this weekend. Let's head to Safe Pole. Senior Constable Scott James on the line. Scott, a drink driver's reversed into a light post.
Yes, this one happened at about 2:45 this morning. A driver was seen to get into a vehicle on Rosina Street. After attempting to drive away, they reversed into a nearby light pole. This caused the attention of police, who were able to intercept the vehicle moments after on Rosina Street. So the patrols had a conversation with the driver and submitted her to a breath test, which returned a positive result of 0.171, which was over 3 times the legal limit. The light pole, thankfully, was not damaged. The driver, a 25-year-old woman from Unley, was reported for drink driving, issued with a 12-month loss of licence, and the vehicle was impounded.
It's amazing we've got a string of these. There was one reversed into a parked car the other day. It's true what they say. It affects your cognitive abilities, doesn't it? Being off your chops. Scott, also, you guys are investigating a car fire at Salisbury Heights.
Yeah, so this one just happened just after 3 a.m. this morning. Police and MFS crews were called to Main North Road after reports that a car was on fire in a hotel car park. When police arrived, there was no one with the vehicle. Fire crews were able to quickly extinguish the blaze, but extensive damage was caused to the black Holden Commodore. Police dog Edge was called in to assist with the search, however was unable to locate any suspects. So we are investigating just to determine the cause of the fire, and we're just asking anyone that has any information to contact Crime Stoppers on 1800 333 000.
Good stuff, Scott. Senior Constable Scott James there from SAPOL.
All right, let's head off to the US. Tim Lester's been doing a power of work covering Kamala Harris's VP pick, some recent rallies they've attended as well. You can see it all on 7 News each night from 6 o'clock. Tim, good morning to you.
Morning, guys.
So what is the latest? He was a bit of a left field choice, wasn't he, the vice presidential pick by Kamala Harris, Tim?
Well, it's an interesting pick, and the Republicans are now trying to get some measure on it. Donald Trump has spoken about it today, claiming that he could not be more delighted with the pick, suggesting that Tim Walz, the governor of Minnesota, who Kamala Harris has chosen as a running mate, is such a progressive that this ticket will essentially amount to an instant introduction of communism in the United States. He said in an interview with Fox News this morning, I'm not sure it's necessarily that rosy for the Democrats, but they had been particularly worried about one other candidate, the governor of swing state Pennsylvania, Josh Shapiro, who's a very impressive speaker, is Jewish, and is more middle of the road, I think, and there was a worry that he really might sweep away a number of votes in the middle from the Republican perspective. But it's turned out to be Tim Walz, and now a great deal of interest as to how he does in his home Midwest, which of course is so important.
Can we just on the Shapiro non-pick, Tim, it's not a name that's going to be familiar to people in Australia, but I think if you put the resume to most people, who kind of have a passing interest in US politics, as you said, swing state, I think he's approval rating 63% or something crazy there. He's beloved in that part of America. He seemed to have broad appeal. Was the one check on him that for the left in the US, the situation in Israel and Palestine is so toxic that you couldn't have a Jewish bloke running alongside Kamala Harris? Is it as simple as that?
Well, I don't know that it's necessarily that's the only factor, but I think that's likely a factor. They've certainly become worried at the extent to which young people in particular consider Israel having gone too far in Gaza and wanted US action and broadly haven't seen it. So that may have played into it. I'll tell you what, he's also, Josh Shapiro, Governor of Pennsylvania, as you say, tremendously popular. He's also a fantastic political speaker, very Obama-like, very slick, and you do wonder whether Kamala Harris looked on and said, now there's somebody who could overshadow me, let alone just be a partner. Tim Walsh is a much folksier, more down-to-earth, almost father figure, a very good politician too, but perhaps an easier match with Kamala Harris.
Hey, Tim, while this is going on, where's Joe? Where's the president? Is he just sort of... He seems to have completely vanished. Is he still alive?
Well,
he's not doing a Leonard Brezhnev, is he?
A question often asked over here. Yes, I think clearly the president has made a decision that now Harris is running a campaign. Every opportunity he can get to put her to the fore, he will. So she's, if you like, gets a bit of the White House glow and the benefit of being an incumbent. Though in some ways, perhaps she enjoys the distance from that. But yes, he's certainly played it low profile, and it reminds you how much a president's decisions to appear publicly are about their future and their promotion. And now he doesn't need it. He's pulled right back and passed the baton onto his vice president.
Yeah, it's a notable absence over the last couple of weeks. Great stuff as always, Tim. Always love your spots. 7 News Bureau Chief there in Washington, D.C. Good on you, mate. Thanks.
It's coming up to 3 minutes to 7. We have a limited edition 5AA anti-drive socks up for grabs, $20 a pop. All proceeds going to Catherine House in the Hutt Street Centre and the Undy Drive kitty. All you need to do is go to roughsleeper.com.au. We say limited edition. They're limited. There is no more limited edition item than something we're putting up for auction after 7 o'clock. It's a bit of 5AA breakfast history. If you're a long time listener to the show and you want to be the envy of other listeners of the show, it's something you're just going to have. I've
got no idea what this is.
I think it's one of two that it's coming up very shortly. So the auction item, we're going to run it for an hour, Sam.
If it involves the Norwood Football Club in any way, I'm just going to walk out in disgust.
No, you're the walking Norwood billboard this morning.
I've suffered enough. I'm off for the rest of the day now. When's your turn?
Well, I had my turn yesterday, and I'm still in therapy from it.
You are in for a treat, folks. Wait until you see this later on. This is just going to blow your minds. Will Goodings, like you've never seen him before.
I think a lot of people are going to find it actually upsetting. I know I did.
Mate, it is comedy gold.
No, I did.
It is genuinely awesome.
2 minutes to 7.
If you need a window, and not just anything will do, just call Statesman Windows. Factory direct to you.
Nobody beats Statesman Windows, not on quality and certainly not on service. Windows, sliding doors, bifolds and more, made right here in Adelaide. Factory direct to you. For windows when and where you want them, call Statesman Windows. States.com.au.
Windows when and where you want them. Windows when and where you want them.
Electricity bill!
Bills shouldn't be scary. EcoVantage have supplied energy efficiency in homes for over 15 years. They can install hot water systems that use up to 80% less electricity than regular hot water systems. Help the environment while you save hundreds. And thanks to federal and SA government incentives, you could get your energy efficient hot water system supplied and installed for as little as no cost to you. Stop scary hot water bills with ecovantage.com.au.
Hutt Street Centre's annual Walk a Mile in My Boots Challenge is just around the corner. Walk a mile or more to support over 7,000 people experiencing homelessness in South Australia. By participating, you'll raise vital funds for Hutt Street Centre and help people experiencing homelessness in our community.
Now, getting involved is easy. Just sign up, spread the word, and commit to walking a mile a day for a week during National Homelessness Week. Now, you can walk your miles however you choose, until the final mile, that is, where everyone's invited into town to walk together and show support for this brilliant and crucial cause.
Register for free and start fundraising today at walkamile.org.au.
It's showtime at Wayville Hyundai. The best time to get your car serviced with free parking, complimentary $25 food and drink coupon, and a free car wash and vacuum. Change the way you Hyundai at Wayville Hyundai, opposite the showground.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube.
The news and information that matters. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Showers and 15 today with the 7 o'clock news. Good morning. I'm Graham Goodings.
Chipped windscreen. RAA approved repairer Complete Windscreens repairs it from just $99. Find the big red koala.
Pole vaulter Nina Kennedy has won gold in Paris to cap off Australia's most successful day in any Olympic Games. After sharing the world title with Tokyo gold medalist Katie Moon, Kennedy was out to claim the gold medal in Paris in her own right. She says she put it all on the line.
Was open to the media about it. I was very vulnerable. I said from the start I wanted to win that gold medal, and yeah, it's scary, it's vulnerable, but I did it, and I couldn't be prouder of myself and my team.
Audio thanks to 9 Radio. Kennedy's gold is Australia's 18th for the Paris Games. Tom Wren will have all the Olympic news coming up in sport. The government's decision to restructure the Department for Child Protection while the Minister Katrine Hildyard is on leave has come under attack from the opposition. Details surrounding the restructure are unclear, and it's unknown if job losses will be part of the change. Shadow Minister Josh Teague says when it comes to child protection, we need leadership and transparency, and Katrine Hildyard has failed South Australians on both fronts.
The Department for Child Protection has been never more in greater need of dedicated and competent ministerial leadership. That's absent, and that's why I continue my calls to Premier Peter Malinauskas to sack Katrine Hildyard and to appoint a dedicated standalone Minister for Child Protection.
Researchers have established a possible link between a chemical commonly used in plastic food packaging and autism in boys. Gail Watson has the details.
The findings, published in Nature Communications, were based on 2 large birth groups, including Victoria's Barwon infant study that's been running since 2010. Higher traces of the chemical known as BPA were detected in the urine samples of pregnant mothers who gave birth to sons later found to have autism. BPA is an industrial chemical which in the past was widely used to produce strong, durable plastic products, including drink bottles. Although there has been a shift to BPA-free products, experts say all bisphenols are endocrine-disrupting chemicals. The Florey Institute says their findings support a potential link between autism and the exposure to plastic chemicals in the womb.
Global insurer Zurich has shut the gate on concussion claims for new AFL players. It follows recent $1 million plus payouts to former players Paddy McCartan, Marcus Adams and Paul Seedsman. Zurich has now inserted a blanket concussion exclusion for all new clients. Cat owners are more likely to be neurotic, while dog owners are more resilient, at least according to a new James Cook University study. More than 300 people across the country were surveyed. Psychology lecturer Dr. Jessica Oliver says it came about following research during the pandemic that indicated dog owners were less lonely.
We theorised that it was because they were sort of getting out more and getting out of the house to walk their dogs and socialising with people that were sort of doing the same thing. But in a follow-up study, we didn't find any link between dog walking and loneliness. So it seemed that there's something inherent within the people who choose to own dogs versus who choose to own cats.
Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Colours, custom design, any house, any style. Gliderol Garage Doors. Gliderol.com.au.
And Tom Wren, Rivers of Gold in Paris.
How good, Graham. It has been unbelievable. You've hit the nail on the head there. 4 gold last night and just amazing. 2 bronze as well, and that helps the Aussie cement third on the medal tally. Now, there was gold for Nina Kennedy in the pole vault, as we heard. The men's cycling pursuit team beat Great Britain to take gold there, while Keegan Palmer successfully defended his men's park skateboarding title from Tokyo. And Australia's Matt Wern bagged another gold medal in the men's dinghy race in Marseille, repeating his success from Tokyo. Wern's victory coming after overcoming the debilitating effect of long COVID. His parents, Brad and Karen, said it was an incredible performance.
Absolutely awesome sailing. He's actually won the medal race.
Yes, and the strength and the determination and the focus is just awesome. To see all his dreams come true is just unbelievable.
Yeah, great stuff. Audio thanks to 9 Radio. The Opals are through to the women's basketball semis after beating Serbia 85-67. And Aussie golfer Minjee Lee has finished at 1 under par after the first round of the women's golf, putting her in a tie for 7th and 6 shots behind leader Celine Boutier. Greater consistency is something Jason Horne-Francis believes has been a big factor in helping him to his best form in the AFL so far. Playing in his 3rd season, the 21-year-old is averaging 22 touches a game, up from 18 last year. And he told Rowie and Timmy G he feels his form is better.
I feel like previously I've probably been a bit of a highlight reel and maybe not backing it up after a good game one week, but I feel like, this year just a bit of consistency in my game and really clear on what role I've got to play for the team, which has just really helped me throughout the year to get that consistency, I guess.
He's playing great stuff. The sides for both the Power and the Crows will come out a little bit later this afternoon. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Thanks, Tom. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Lynn Andrews Real Estate, experts in commercial and residential property management. lynnandrews.com.au.
Morning there. Roads looking okay for the run-in today. Accident breakdown free on the major, so no great hassles, which is excellent. Panorama, you'll find Boomgate stuck down this morning. That's unfortunate. That's at Barrett's Road. A little bit slow at Brighton for works. Brighton Road near Marlborough Street. And getting busy at the moment, the Port Expressway at Port Adelaide. Early morning cameras. Where are they? Here we go. Blacktop Road, Gould Creek, and Campbell Road at Elizabeth Downs. Burger or chicken? Why choose? Have both at a Porto. The chicken at a Prego Valley Box, a Prego burger, quarter chicken and chips, just $15.95 at a Porto. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
And now the 5AA weather.
See any issue firsthand with AutoCam. Real-time video, direct to you from your Automasters technician.
Showers and 15 today, tomorrow partly cloudy 16, Saturday mostly sunny 17, and Sunday a beautiful 20 degrees and sunny. Currently it's 13. More news as it happens on 5AA.
Streaming live via the 5AA Player app on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. This is 5AA, always Adelaide.
Visit your local Hyundai dealer for offers on a wide range of models. Don't miss out. T's and C's apply.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
7 after 7, good morning to you if you're joining us for the first time on this Thursday, the 8th of August. What a night at the Olympic Games. Australia's all-time record gold medal haul. We're going to talk about it in a moment. A lot of South Aussies involved as well. We'll give you an update on the South Australian medal tally. Still doing pretty well in SA. Don't worry about that. So we'll talk more about that in a moment. Some troubling news out of Europe with regard to Taylor Swift's series of concerts in Austria that have been called up for fear of a terror attack. In fact, not for fear of, a thwarted terror attack. We're going to talk more about that in just a moment as well. But of course, it is Undy Drive Day for thousands upon thousands of dollars ringing into the kitty. You can donate at any time. 5AAUndyDrive.com.au. You can buy the socks, the limited edition excellent socks, the Undy Drive socks at roughsleeper.com.au. Buy a $2 token as well, or you can bid on a range of very unique auction items that we have up for grabs. Sam Daddo, our producer, is in the studio with some details on the latest. Sam, good morning to you.
Morning, David. Morning, Will. Jump on the Foodland Supermarkets Facebook and YouTube live stream because you're about to have a sight to behold. You think David and Norwood top is good. Just wait about 30 seconds. Now, David, you know these meetings that you sensationally never join in on? Yeah, so this happened yesterday. Those people thinking back to the Radiothon, we auctioned off a very special item here on 5AA Breakfast, and at the time, no one knew that I had two made up. So my model is about to reveal exactly what people, if anyone donates $10 or more, jump on the Foodland Supermarkets Facebook and YouTube live stream. Will take your headphones off, Will. Anyone who donates $10 or more between now and 9 a.m. will go into the chance to win this special limited edition T-shirt signed by the breakfast team. Will?
I can't see it.
So if you want a piece of 5AA breakfast history...
This is the T-shirt our mate from the Budgerigar Society made up.
No, we had it made up. We did it ourselves as well.
That's right. My old mate Andrew Gold from the AEU there on the steps of Parliament House.
Your good mate Andrew Gold. Own goal, as we like to call him.
One of the many placards that had typing errors on it, spelling errors on it.
So get donating, 5AAundydrive.com.au, $10 or more but before now and 9 o'clock, and you could be walking home with this beauty that Will is now sensationally modelling.
Will, it's not the only modelling Will's going to be doing today. What time's that happening?
Just before 8 o'clock, David.
You walk a bit taller in this T-shirt. You know what the added benefit this T-shirt has? If you wear this in certain parts of Adelaide, you'll get high fives from, AU members.
Marxist. Don't wear it down Greenhill Road.
Members of, former office staff of various former ministers.
Yeah, that's right.
You get hugged.
Yeah.
You get high fived.
Ask
instant
for autographs.
entry to a AEU Christmas party.
That's right, exactly. That'll be quite get together.
So with the bidding, how are we doing the bidding, Sam? We just everyone who puts $10 in,
you go in the bowl.
Goes in the bowl. So it's
you go in the copper salad bowl.
Worth $10 because this is it. You can get one of these, and there's one of two in existence.
Not available in stores.
This will be the kind of thing that you have fun with for a decade, and then at some point the Australian Museum's going to call you up and say, "Can we host it for you? Can we lease it?
Lease it.
Put it in a glass cabinet in the sort of media section.
Rent it out."
So, 82230055 is our number. You can make a bid at, well, not a bid, you just need to put in $10 or more. Any donation of $10 or more at 5AAundydrive.com.au gets you in the running between now and the end of the show. Someone is getting it by 9 o'clock today that puts in $10 or more. I tell you what, we have had an extraordinary night at the Olympic Games. Matt Wern in the sailing, Keegan Palmer in the skateboarding, the men's pursuit team won gold on the track. Nina Kennedy this morning became her first female pole vault champion. 4 gold medals, taking us to a record-setting 18 overnight. We've won 6 medals in the track and field for the first time since 1968. That's
amazing.
The conventional wisdom is, and it's borne out by experience, that generally you get into the non-swimming week, and it's going to slow to a trickle. Well, it hasn't this year. We always do the parochial medal tally.
It's more than doubled since the swimming ended now.
That's right. 18 gold medals we've won now, 5 clear of the host nation France in 4th. So Australia sits 3rd. Outside of the world's superpowers, it's a nation of 26 million sport lovers that sits in 3rd position. It makes no sense.
The thing that's amazing, though, is the proportion of our medals which have been gold. So the Americans have won 94 medals, 27 of them gold. China's won 65 medals, 25 of them gold. Now, in terms of the number of medals won, France and Great Britain are in front of us by a considerable distance. France, which sits 4th, has won 51 medals, and then the Poms are 5th with 49 medals. Now, we've won 41 medals. 41 medals, 10 fewer than France, 8 fewer than GB, but of our 41, 18 are golds. So the moral of the story is if you're competing against an Australian, you're
playing for second
more
place.
often than not, you're stuffed.
So the comparison to Sydney was 16 golds in Sydney, 58 medals in total. So a lot more medals. 25 of them were silver in Sydney. In fact, tell you how the world's changed. We won the same number of medals in Sydney as China, 58 apiece, which is doesn't feel that long ago, but the world's done a fair bit of shifting since then. Anyway, you slice it, it's a remarkable achievement. It's been a great day for our Australians. It's been a great night too for our South Australians. Let's get into that. The basketball last night, as Rennie mentioned earlier, the girls got up again. Backbone South Australians: Tess Madgen, Kayla George, Steph Talbot, Izzy Ball-Ace, 85-67 over Serbia. They go into the semi-final. I think they are a terrific chance to add to that medal tally. Christina Clonan is into the quarterfinals. Now, just for anyone who quibbles at home about the definition of South Australian athlete, we use the sassy website to determine this.
Yeah.
So they're Sassy Train.
Yeah.
So I don't care if you're from Perth and you picked up a bike and went, I want to be good. You came to South Australia to be good. We count you in a medal tally, which is why the cycling track team's men's pursuit at 2:03 this morning when they won a gold. We're claiming it for South Australia.
Absolutely.
They won it against Great Britain. Sam Welsford, Kellen O'Brien, Connor Lay and Oliver Bledden. The cycling track women's team finished 7th. That's Alex Manley, Chloe Moran, Maeve Plouffe, Sophie Edwards and Georgie Baker. The quarterfinals of the cycling track men's sprint, Matthew Richardson made it through. Matthew Richardson broke the world record in qualifying for, I think, all of 3.5 minutes. Because not the next person, but the person after him broke his world record that he just set. Lee Hoffman didn't qualify. Coming up on the program a little bit later, in the early hours of tomorrow morning. So the cycling track, the Omnium's on, the Kieran and the men's sprint. It's all cycling from this point in time. So you can see the finals of some of those events too. The Kieran.
We could pick up another 2 or 3 golds easily.
Certainly, and that's South Australia we're talking about. So the medal tally, Blake's crunched the numbers here: 2 golds, 3 silvers, 2 bronze. We're claiming for South Australia, 2, 3, and 2. So that gives us 7 medals in total, 2 gold, which means we are with the likes of Spain and Brazil on the medal tally. That's what I'm going to say: Spain and Brazil on the medal tally. Reasonably proud sporting nations, you'd say.
So it all finishes Sunday, doesn't it?
It all finishes this weekend.
Only another 3-4 days of the competition.
Not long to go.
No.
All right, other news going on around the world and indeed locally as well. We'll start with a local story. This is intriguing because the Premier of South Australia is going head-to-head with the Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese, when it comes to his overseas student intake cap that he's planning on introducing. The idea is federally. They want to cap international students and also give extra powers to the Education Minister to intervene with courses. The numbers we're talking about here are pretty massive. Some universities will have to turn away tens of thousands of students. That's according to the AFR, the Fin Review's crunching of the numbers. Overseas students could make up, under the new rules, no more than 40% of enrolments. The cap is linked to the 2019 numbers, where overall student numbers were about 16%, or 109,000 fewer than the 780,000 foreign students that are in Australia right now. The Premier of just to come back to where we started, the Premier of South Australia said this is a shocking idea. To paraphrase, he said we need people for AUKUS. We've got this uni merger going on that's going to be huge for the economy in South Australia. This is not. If you want to tackle the migration problem effectively, this is not the way to go about it.
I don't understand the policy logic behind it at the federal level. What are they trying to achieve? Is it to do with housing? Is it to free up apartments for Aussies to live in?
This is all part of, I think, the federal government's desire to look like they're wrestling back control of Australian migration and borders. Because it's been...
So is the new dream home for Australians who can't find a place to live an 18th floor apartment on North Terrace?
Yeah, apparently. Remember there was that plan too, that maybe in future, if you want to exceed your cap, you're going to have to invest in new apartment buildings. I think there was a view that this was a big contributor to us having the highest level of migration we've had since the Second World War.
Mally did a really important interview last week with Paul Kelly, the doyen of Australian political journalism at The Australian, their editor-in-large. In fact, I think Kelly came to Adelaide to interview him for it. But the Premier was making the point that every single policy decision Australia makes over the next decade and a half, the starting point needs to be, what does this mean for AUKUS? Like, everything needs to be looked at. Because his argument is, this is like 50 times bigger than setting up a car industry in the 1950s, and we don't have the skills. So how are we going to do all of that on our own?
Well, the Premier made the point in a sit-down I think he conducted with the advertiser. Well, we're just having to import the people then, already trained. So
wouldn't it make more sense to have people here who've developed skills locally? Like, you think about all the, Malaysian Indians and, through the Colombo plan, the number of people from Southeast Asia who came here in the 1950s and 60s and have a sort of ongoing commitment to Australia because they studied here.
Yeah. I think that one of the bigger issues that people haven't really thought... I don't think the average person doesn't spend a lot of time thinking about AUKUS and engineering hasn't considered yet, is because we always talk about, how many people are going to be needed for AUKUS? They're going to be pretty desirable and highly paid jobs. We've seen the budget of, the nuclear submarine program. These are going to be the best engineering jobs. So people from the industry now who are in it are going to go to these roles. who's going to fill their jobs?
Yeah.
That's the issue. It's going to be in a lot of other firms, a lot of other local businesses. It's building things in South Australia that we're going to suddenly have a labour shortage.
If you're a mechanic, a good mechanic, they need heaps of mechanics down there. So if you leave working for a routine motor mechanic type place to go and have transferable skills at Osborne, who's going to be the mechanic?
See, I think that's the Premier's fear as much as it is, or who's going to work on AUKUS. I think we'll find people to do AUKUS. Those are going to be great jobs. What happens to the rest of the jobs?
Well, there's nowhere near enough people who are engineers.
Exactly.
Nowhere near enough people who are like systems analysts, IT, all that sort of stuff. There's not enough at the moment in the existing job pool. So I think it's really short-sighted by the feds.
And just internationally, scary situation of Austria that the Austrian authorities have done well to foil. An ISIS-linked plot to attack a Taylor Swift concert has been foiled by police, according to reports out of the country. Organisers of 3 Taylor Swift concerts in Vienna have now called them off. They've been cancelled following a couple of arrests. 2 suspects, a 19-year-old living in his parents' home near Vienna, along with another man, were arrested yesterday after police raided the home and found various chemicals and substances. The pair were allegedly targeting the concerts at the Ernst Happel Stadium, which was scheduled to play from Thursday through till Saturday for, as we know, huge crowds.
Not that you need it to be demonstrated, really, because we all know how warped and evil it is. But the idea that you would go after there's no softer target than that. And you think about having gone to see Tay-Tay with my daughter for her 21st birthday. You know, you think about the phenomenon of the Swiftie dads and all of that. It's like it's a very female event, a Taylor Swift concert.
Well, we know what these people's approach is to females, don't we?
Well, you think about what happened at the Ariana Grande concert and think, who actually sits down and says, that's the target, that's our most desired target? It is bloody terrifying. I mean, in all seriousness, heaven forbid, if they were killing spectators, but if they actually went after Taylor Swift, it would be an unprecedented level of worldwide mourning for a celebrity, because she means so much to people, and that's not vacuous. You know, that's like, you know, something that is a release for people, and it gives them meaning and purpose and soundtrack for their lives, sort of stuff. Like it's just, you don't even want to think about it.
No.
It's bloody horrible.
No, it is. And you know what? Reading the story this morning, I thought it's the first time we've had to think about it for a while.
Well, we have, yeah.
No,
it's not going away, is it?
It's not going away, but it had died down a bit.
Well, they had from that period in Western Europe where one day it was Charlie Hebdo, then it was Bataclan, even winding back post 9/11 where you had Madrid, then you had the Rambler in Barcelona around the same time as the Christmas market in Germany. Like it was just one after another for a while. But yeah, the world is a shitty place, isn't it?
Yeah, doesn't feel great at the moment. 21 minutes after 7. We're going to take a quick break and come back in just a sec.
Thanks, Will. Touchwood, she's looking pretty good for the run into work today. We're accident breakdown free, getting busy in the usual spots for the drive-in, including South Road at Edwardstown. Also busy Marion Road at the Anzac Highway intersection, and getting busy at the intersection of Churchill Road and Grand Junction Road. Got works at Chandler's Hill, Sugarloaf Road to Main Road, with cameras at Ewley Road, One Tree Hill, and Horsey Road at Elizabeth East. Freedom's Ultimate Sofa Sale ends Sunday. Get 10 to 50% off all leather and fabric sofas. That's every sofa in every size, style and colour. Only at Freedom, home of sofas. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
5AA Mornings with Matthew Pantelis.
The Premier Peter Malinauskas is here in the studio. Dave and Will have left this for me for the undie drive.
Oh no, I'm in trouble.
We're giving you a couple of pairs of socks.
Oh, you beauty.
The David and Will undie drive socks. And what we'd love probably, I'm sure, is a photo of you wearing them at some stage.
All right,
so
I'll have to make that happen.
When you get home.
Matthew Pantelis.
Put on your jammies or whatever and send it a photo.
Better socks than jocks.
Yeah, that's right.
Weekday mornings from 9 on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Need a truck, van, car, ute, hybrid, 12 to 25 seater bus or something else? Budget Car and Truck Rental have you sorted. Plus trolleys, trailers, boxes, furniture covers, tapes, blankets and many other accessories. Whatever the job, Budget is your one-stop shop. With multiple locations across Metro and regional SA, it couldn't be easier. Budget Car and Truck Rental. Get to the good stuff. Call 13 27 27 or visit budget.com.au.
There's plenty of reasons to call in and see the incredible team at Ignition for Men. And here's another. During the renovation of their car park and showroom, Ignition for Men is taking up to 40% off winter coats, jumpers, jackets and knitwear.
Ignition for Men love them. Adelaide's home of Armani, Canali and Xenia specialise in more than top brands. They specialise in making you look and feel good.
Yeah, that's right. Big savings right now at Ignition for Men, 54 Paynham Road, while stocks last.
We're about to speak with Mark McGill from Variety in just a moment. It's a big week for charities, and the Hutt Street Centre is involved as well with their Walk a Mile My Boots challenge that's just around the corner. Walk a mile or more to support over 7,000 people experiencing homelessness in South Australia. By participating, you'll raise vital funds for Hutt Street Centre and people experiencing homelessness in our community.
And getting involved is easy. Just sign up, spread the word, commit to walking a mile a day for 1 week during National Homelessness Week. You can walk your miles however you like until the final mile, where everyone's invited into the CBD to walk together and show support for this brilliant and crucial cause.
Register for free and start fundraising today at walkamile.org.au.
The Honda mid-size SUV stock clearance is on now. Get 8 years warranty and 8 years roadside assist, plus a $1,000 Ampol fuel card on 2023 build Honda ZR-V and CR-Vs. Visit us at Formula Honda to test drive today. Ampol fuel card offer valid until September 30. Different warranty applies for vehicles used for commercial purposes. T's and C's at honda.com.au. Hurry into Formula Honda. Find us at Glen Osmond Road, Glen Osmond, or North East Road, Modbury.
Rosanna Mangiarelli here from 7 News. Join me and Will Goodings for Adelaide's leading news hour, 7 News, tonight at 6 o'clock.
Visit your local Hyundai dealer for offers on a wide range of models. Don't miss out. T's and C's apply.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
25 minutes after 7. We just mentioned big week for charities. Of course, the Undie Drive's going on. Walk a mile not too far away. And one of the legends of them all, the Variety Bash, leaves tomorrow. Mark McGill's the CEO of Variety SA and joins us on 5AA Breakfast now. Morning to you, Sav.
Morning, Will. Morning, Dave.
So, mate, 232 entrants, all in costume, 72 multicoloured vehicles, 3,000 kilometres. It's going to be as demented as ever by the sounds of things.
Just a walk in the park, Dave. Yeah. No, it's a fantastic, a challenge in many ways, and it hasn't been all smooth sailing, and this is probably one of the great things about that, I guess, from the entrance perspective, that they won't know. The work that's been done, we had to reschedule days 2, 3 and 4 because of all the rain that was in far west New South Wales and Queensland. So it hasn't been, it's had its challenges, but most importantly, the entrants and everyone will have a wonderful time. And as a result, many thousands of children will benefit. That's the outcome.
How long has it been going for now? Is it, as long as I can remember. 36. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes. Okay.
Yes, and we've got probably a handful who have done 30 or more. So they should win some kind of I don't know about Olympic gold, but gee, they should be recognised somewhere in an honours list somewhere. But no, it's and you can only imagine from the millions of dollars that's been raised. How many hundreds of thousands of children have been positively impacted. So it's a fantastic initiative, and we're looking very much forward to it.
Do the cops turn a blind eye to some of the vehicles that are taking part? Because I've seen a few of them around town. They look like if you put them up on the blocks, I don't know if they'd get the pink slip if you gave them too close a look.
We've got we've got our own risk manager. We've got about 30 mechanics. So we test all the vehicles about 6 weeks ago. They all go up on the hoist at the RAA, and we go over them with a fine-tooth comb to make sure. Yeah, absolutely. Safety is our absolutely number one initiative, and we put every aspect in place to make sure that the vehicles that they start and finish and progress throughout in the most safe manner for the entrance, because that's really our number one responsibility.
It's a decent drive, so you want to make sure they're in good nick. It's 3,000 Ks up there to the Gold Coast, so it's going to be a fantastic...
Losing entrance is not a good thing for your CV, Dave.
Yeah, that's right, exactly. It's not Paris-Dakar. Hey, good on you, Mark. We love talking to you. Mark McGill there, CEO of Variety SA, ahead of the Bash leaving tomorrow.
2 minutes to, it's 7:28, 2 minutes away from 5AA News. We have our own charity situation where we're trying to raise as much money for Catherine House and the Hutt Street Centre, and right now an opportunity for you with a 1 of 2 limited edition T-shirt that I'm modelling as we speak. This is the one you'll be getting. You could say game worn now. It's the Up Yours Pembo T-shirt. Up Yours Pembo! Made famous by the front page of the Advertiser, I think, the AEU rally, where it was a sign, amongst many others, on the day.
With an errant apostrophe.
It has an errant apostrophe and an allusion to elite school, which is funny because...
Marion High.
Marion High.
La-di-da.
It was a big front page for Marion High. That's got to be said.
Well, Marion High's not there anymore. They bulldozed it, remember?
It is an article of the history of the 5AA breakfast program, 1 of 2 ever printed. If you want to get one, you'll be in the running just by donating $10 to Catherine House and Hutt Street Centre at 5AAundydrive.com.au. We're going to draw out a winner at 9 o'clock. So it's a random draw. $10 or more, and you're in the running to win this priceless piece of memorabilia.
I would also say, too, those of you who are able to watch the show on the live stream this morning, make sure you
find something else to do.
Because you are in for an absolute
for the next half hour
treat.
We're not actually playing it, are we?
Of course we're playing it.
It's not.
Mate, if it's good enough for me to sit here wearing a damn Norwood jumper, we can play the video.
I'm trying to get it deleted. I need to find out whose hard drive it's on. All right. We'll be back with more and hopefully not that next.
Hey there! If your car service is coming up, book your next service at Mawson Lakes Volkswagen. Our winter service includes battery check, a tyre check and report, brake check and report, loan vehicle, next day servicing and car wash and vacuum. All complimentary with our winter service offer. And don't forget we have free Wi-Fi, coffee and snacks if you're waiting with our express service. Mawson Lakes Volkswagen for next day servicing. Salisbury Highway, just a short drive from the city.
I'm high! The Excelsior Hotel has always felt like home, with meals from just $12, like soup from $12 with garlic bread, half beef or chicken schnitzels $16, sweet and sour pork with rice $16, bangers and mash $18, 1 or 2 piece fish and chips from $16, and 250 gram porterhouse $22. Gotta love the Excelsior Hotel lunchtime menu. Feels like coming home, but better. You just know it's a Bro Hotel.
This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Showers and 15 today with the 7:30 news. I'm Graham Goodings.
Make RAA approved windscreen repairer Complete Windscreens your insurer repairer of choice. Visit completewindscreens.com.au.
Australia has capped off one of its most successful days in Olympic history, winning gold in the women's pole vault. 9 Radio's Katie Fuller reports from Paris.
Nina Kennedy got herself in gold medal position when it came down to the final 3, clearing 4.9 metres on the first attempt, leaping over the bar to the deafening roars of tens of thousands of spectators here in Stade de France. US athlete Katie Moon failed to make it over. Kennedy running to her loved ones, bursting into tears of joy as she realised the gold medal was hers. The 27-year-old is Australia's 4th gold medal winner on day 12 of the Olympics, making it one of the nation's most successful days in the history of the Games.
Tom Wren will have all the Olympic news coming up in sport. The Australian Olympic Committee is limited in what disciplinary action it can take against a hockey player caught buying drugs in Paris. A French judge has issued Tom Craig with a warning but no fine for buying cocaine. Chef de mission Anna Mears says Craig was not under AOC's control as he'd finished competition, but the committee is doing as much as it can.
Tom will lose all of his remaining Olympic privileges. He has already moved out of the Olympic Village, and as it was my understanding, he was not attending the closing ceremony. If he was, he would not be able to attend.
Hockey Australia could still take action against Craig, but the governing body's high performance director says the 28-year-old's well-being is their priority. Police are investigating a fire at Salisbury Heights in the early hours of this morning. Just after 3 a.m, police and MFS crews were called to Main North Road after reports of a black Holden Commodore sedan on fire in a hotel car park. Fire crews extinguished the blaze, which caused extensive damage to the car. Police are trying to determine if the vehicle was stolen. A major pay rise for childcare staff across the nation is being welcomed by advocates. The federal government will fund a 10% wage increase in December and a further 5% next year. In exchange, childcare centres will be required to limit fee increases. The Parenthood Chief Executive Georgie Dent says the changes will make a major difference.
The 15% wage increase is
long overdue and quite profound recognition of the essential contribution that early childhood educators make to our communities. I believe this announcement will entice many qualified staff back into the sector.
Thousands of anti-racist protesters have taken to the streets across England in response to far-right demonstrations. Officers are out in force amid fears the so far peaceful gatherings could turn violent. There's been more than a week of anti-immigration riots, fueled by misinformation about a mass stabbing in Southport near Liverpool. London Police Chief Sir Mark Rowley says the force is well prepared.
We've decided to marshal thousands of police officers across the country. We've changed our tactics in the last couple of days. Besides marshalling more officers, we're brigading some of them at key strategic locations across the country to give us more agility to respond to wherever the protests are most intense and show overwhelming force so that the criminals and thugs on the streets don't succeed.
Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Gliderroll Garage Doors, adding strength, style and safety to your home. Gliderroll.com.au.
And Tom Wren, another great day in Paris.
It's been magnificent, hasn't it, Graham? One of the best so far, as we've heard already in your news. There's been a gold rush of medals on day 12 in Paris, making Australia's team our most successful Olympic team ever, with 18 gold. That's enough to see the Aussies sitting third on the medal tally. Nina Kennedy took out one of those gold medals, dominating the women's pole vault with a season-best clearance of 4.9 metres.
And it's the Olympic gold medal. She goes over! She does it! And she moves into the lead with an enormous clearance.
Audio there thanks to 9. Now Matthew Denny has won bronze in the men's discus with a throw of 69.31 metres. He says he's stoked to finally get on the podium, but says he feels he could have done even more.
If you told me the comp was going to go the way it did today, I wouldn't have said no, but the way that it all played out, I didn't expect. But to be honest, I'm super happy with it. It's not the result exactly what I was looking for, but I wasn't far off.
Audio thanks to 9 Radio. The Sharks have bowed out in the men's water polo in the quarterfinals with a penalty shootout loss to the USA. They forfeited a 3-goal lead to finish with a draw. Team veteran Blake Edwards says it's a tough way to go out.
We've got 10 debutants. We haven't been in a quarterfinal before, so potentially some nerves crept in. We're playing excellent defence and we really had control of the game, and unfortunately we had a bit of a lapse of concentration.
Audio again there thanks to 9 Radio. And in some football news, it's selection night for the round 22 teams in the AFL, with the Crows and Port Adelaide to release their sides late this afternoon. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Thanks, Tom. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Lynn Andrews Real Estate, experts in commercial and residential property management. lynnandrews.com.au.
Getting busy in the usual spots this morning. Main North Road at Jeps Cross, also South Road at Edwardstown, and building Marion Road at the Anzac Highway intersection. Works to look out for today at Wingfield, Grand Junction Road near Dunstan Road, and boom gates are stuck down at Panorama at the moment. That's on Barrett's Road. Got a camera up Main North Road at Blakeview. Get a free Coles Water 600ml or small hot coffee with any sandwich or wrap purchase at Coles Express and Ready Express. T's and C's apply. See in store. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
And now the 5AA forecast.
See any issue firsthand with AutoCam. Real-time video, direct to you from your Automaster's technician.
Showers and 15 today, tomorrow partly cloudy 16, Saturday mostly sunny 17, Sunday sunny 20. Right now it's 13. More news as it happens on 5AA.
When you buy Fluorio Milk Company milk, you're pretty much buying direct from the farmer. We bottle it and send it straight to the supermarket. We deliver it ourselves too. It means we can give SA dairy farmers the best possible price per litre. So when you buy Fluorio milk, you're supporting SA dairy farmers and their families. Plus, your money stays here in SA. And in these times, that's good for all of us. Look for the local in your supermarket. Fluorio Milk Company. We're for SA dairy farmers.
If you're in business, manufacturing, warehousing, could really be any business, Sharman Shelving can help you keep everything organised. It's a real time saver too, and as we know, time is money.
I was only using my Sharman shelf on Tuesday afternoon doing all my seeds for spring. Bill and his team at Sharman Shelving, they've been doing it for years in businesses all over SA, improving workflow efficiencies.
Sharman Shelving can help revolutionise the space you have, no matter how big or small. And if you're worried about the cost, well, remember this: Sharman Shelving isn't just about short-term fixes. It's an investment in long-term organisation with affordable solutions and designs for any budget.
Great people to deal with too. Get in touch with Bill for a free measure and quote. He'll gladly show you what's possible. Every business needs a little Sharman. SharmanShelving.com.au or take a look on Facebook.
If you need to fix your pipes, call Precise. Call Precise. If your toilet's blocking up, call Precise. Call Precise. If your lights aren't turning on, or your hot water is gone, or a plumber or an electrician, call Precise. Precise.
Precise Plumbing and Electrical. Call 1300 700 200. That's 1300 700 200. For fixed price services, call Precise.
For a plumber or an electrician, call Precise. Call Precise.
Join the great cover-up and get a Walco Guardian pool cover. Made right here in SA, a Walco Guardian pool cover will preserve your chemicals, keep your water clean, and you won't need to run your pump. Put your pool to bed for winter. Visit walco.com.au.
Visit your local Hyundai dealer for offers on a wide range of models. Don't miss out. T's and C's apply.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
21 minutes to 8, Only Drive Day 4. Get those donations coming in, 5AAOnlyDrive.com.au. If you're a business too, remember, we'll say anything you like about you. Make a nice, sizable donation, and we'll give you one hell of a shout-out. And so many businesses already have. We're just overwhelmed by the generosity of people, individuals too. Any donation over $10 at the moment puts you in the running to win the Up Yours Pembo T-shirt, made popular by the AEU Rally and the Advertiser. One of 2 ever made. You can get that by 9 o'clock this morning.
Not available in stores.
You look like you're getting comfortable in that noise.
No, I'm not. I'm getting less comfortable. I've got my Sturt T-shirt there ready and it's going back on at 5
I think
to
it's
9.
it's starting to sit on you.
No, it's not.
Out of 10, every time.
Matthew Abraham on 5AA Breakfast.
Your local Mitre 10 friendly service expert advice, quality brands at great prices. That's mighty helpful, Mitre 10. Matt, good morning to you.
Morning, Will. Good morning, David.
Things you do for charity, eh?
Yes, I'm feeling overdressed, actually.
Yeah, I know you do look a bit overdressed, Matt.
It's cold out there.
Yes.
It's warm in here. I wouldn't mind starting this one. I just need to get this out of my system, okay? This is a grab from Peter Malinauskas. Now, this is one that he put up for us, and his social media team edited it. So there's lots of little clips in there, so get rid of ers and hums, I suppose. And he was opening this, what he calls an exquisite building, and this is a Langwalker Tower that overlooks Festival
Plaza?
Yeah, Festival Plaza, all that sort of stuff. And apparently it's going to be a...
Hayek Plaza, as it was known?
Yeah, it was, yeah. Let's have a listen. Just have a listen to this.
So I've said previously that our city is growing up, both metaphorically and literally, and that's something to be excited about, not something to be concerned about. But we actually want more people in this part of our city. I think Adelaide deserves to have high quality A-grade office accommodation, and anyone that's willing to invest in it, I think we should be working with them to facilitate that.
It's an office
Growing
block.
up.
It's an office block. Remember the Myer Rem Centre?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dazzleland.
Dazzleland. And the Hyatt. And John Bannon said of the plaza there that was going to be a place where people would meet and have ideas, and exchange ideas.
Have you not exchanged ideas there?
No. You go there.
Are you serious?
All you'll see is people sitting there reading Beano comics or something like that.
Beano.
So, I don't know. And this... So I just...
Is there something Freudian about it in your mind, Matt?
Well,
everyone needs a large structure.
There is, I think, there could be. I mean, for those who've been horrified watching the men's 100-metre sprinters. But
is it something in your mind suggests, rather than us sort of being like we've made it, does it speak to a quaint old Adelaide sense of inadequacy that we want a big building too?
I think so. I think it does. And this notion that this helps us to grow up. I think Adelaide has grown up. I mean, what's the measure? Why does the Premier keep saying... He says it a lot. And one of the things he said was that people flying over into Adelaide from interstate will look down and see a building like this and think, Adelaide's a happening place. I'm paraphrasing slightly, but not much. I'm thinking, what are you talking about? People flying into Sydney, buildings like this are a dime a dozen. It doesn't really mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. And I don't actually think it speaks to any intrinsic merit about Adelaide having another big bloody office building. But anyway, there you go. I just need to get that out of my system.
Well, people seem to be loving us for what we are already. Like just tell the good people at Architectural Digest or the Wall Street Journal or The Economist.
So yeah, it's not the buildings, it's the people, isn't it? That's who
I'm interested because there's a lot of new office building stock that's come on. in a short period of time in the city. And the Property Council, I know this was good spin by the Property Council earlier in the year, said we had the highest vacancy rate of office accommodation in the country by a mile. So ours was 19.3%. The next highest was about 14% in Perth. And what they said was this is the flight to quality. So this is businesses shifting from old buildings to new buildings.
Yeah.
Right? So it's actually a good thing. But
which is what Westpac has done into this new office tower.
Into the new office tower.
So they've deserted the building they've been in for about 80 years and moved down the road into a nice new office tower.
And it has to on some level, because, I mean, people aren't dumb that put these projects together. I wonder if their numbers have got slightly skewed because they started building it and planning it 7 years ago as opposed to post-COVID. But are we adding to the total population of the city, office-wise? Or are we just making nice new buildings?
Well, I don't know if we are. I mean, maybe slightly.
Yeah.
Maybe we are slightly, but...
Well, maybe you need a Chris Minns-style blunter directive about how work from home... The party's over, folks. Everyone's expected back at their desks.
Yep, the Ugg boot revolution's finished.
That's right.
But not in Victoria. They're saying that, no, you work wherever you want to.
Isn't that just the most Victorian thing you've ever heard?
I think work from home's great. It's great. Well, you two could do it. You wouldn't need to be...
Well, we had to do it for a while.
We did.
And it was
horrible.
horrible.
The show was even worse than it usually is.
Doing radio on Microsoft Teams...
That was horrible.
The illusion of doing it from home at first appealed to me. I thought, this is going to be good. I'm just going to wake up at 3 minutes to 6 and, you know.
As opposed to 5 minutes to 6.
Well, that's true.
Anyway,
really
so anyway, put that aside. I'm possibly the only person in Adelaide who's annoyed by that. We've now got Alexander Downer, who in, I think, one of his occasional return visits to Adelaide from London or wherever he hangs out, is giving advice to the opposition. That is, look, nothing can be achieved by changing leaders. That's not a good thing. Don't dump David Spears. And he sort of said, look, it's fine if you've got a charismatic, leader waiting in the wings. Sort of damning David Spears with faint praise, I thought. In other words, well, you haven't. So, look, if you haven't got like a leader like Malinauskas, who is charismatic and, ticks all the boxes of sort of almost a robot politician, perfect robot politician, then you're stuck. Stick with David, but have interesting policies. You've got to make big policy announcements.
He's a great columnist, Downer. I think he writes really well. He does. He wrote that brilliant column years ago about beer mat mum. Remember the woman who got arrested in Bangkok for stealing a beer mat and immediately turned around. She's off her face in some bar. She got arrested for theft because she was a thief. And then she said, what's DFAT going to do about this? He wrote that great column going, I didn't realise until I became the foreign minister that it was my job to be responsible for every drunken half-wit who landed themselves in strife in Southeast Asia. He's a very funny bloke.
He is.
But he writes that column with authority because you covered it at the time, Matt. He's got first-hand experience of what it's like to be nitpicked away at as an opposition leader.
Exactly, and rolled as opposition leader. But that probably worked out quite well for the coalition. That's what he neglects to mention. They had a very long term in office post-Downer.
Well, they did, and he had a very long term as foreign minister.
I can't see what the opposition's got to lose by changing leaders at this stage. I'm not saying they should. I'm just saying, what have they got to lose by having a new leader?
What about an air of desperation? Would it make it look like...
As opposed to what they have at the moment.
Yeah,
but
well...
You have a look. It does change the hierarchy of decision-making when you change... There's change at the top, as a good friend of mine once told me. You have a look at the dynamic of the US election campaign. Now, there's different circumstances, but... Changing Biden for Kamala Harris, and now Tim Walz coming on, who's the governor of Minnesota, as her running mate, has totally thrown the Trump camp into chaos because they built their entire campaign on this doddery, sleepy Joe Biden, and now they've got Kamala Harris, who's, I think she'd be in her 60, 50, late 50s maybe.
She's late 50s.
Tim Walz is 60. You don't have a lot of time to reframe your campaign. And we saw this in South Australia when Mike Rann destroyed John Olsen. Mike Rann, as Labor opposition leader, destroyed Premier John Olsen, bit by bit, dragged him down to the gutter and sort of left him in shreds. And Rand's whole strategy was based on fighting Olsen at an election campaign. Beg your pardon. And the Liberals, John Olsen resigned after admitting he misled Parliament, and Rob Kerrin came in as Premier from, October 2001 to March 2002 when Rand defeated him. But for Rand, he had to then shift his entire strategy around because suddenly he didn't have John Olsen, who he'd sort of painted as somebody who was, not always up front, to Rob Kerrin, the knockabout good guy, liked a beer, sort of everyone's mate. He was a lot different target for Rand. So Rand didn't have a lot of time to shift strategy to take on Rob Kerrin.
Is that a possible bold path for the South Australian Liberals, or is that a cautionary tale for the Labor Party in South Australia? Because maybe the weakness of the Trump campaign was they too effectively campaigned against Joe Biden and made his position untenable. Maybe you don't.
Maybe, well, this is yeah. Well, okay, I'll cop that one. The thing is, I don't think Malinauskas at the moment even bothers with a strategy.
No, they don't acknowledge it exists.
That's right. They don't.
Yeah, that's the strategy.
So I reckon if the Libs are smart, the line they should run, because I think to the extent that he's got any political vulnerabilities, I think Mally's potential weakness, if someone is tactically smart enough to exploit it, is that you could paint him as a blokey bloke who's taken his eye off the main game of governing. And if you had a line, like an pre-election line along the lines of, there's more to life than sport, Pete.
And cost of living is a big issue.
If you just kept saying that over and over, there's more to life than sport, Pete, and you can do it by conceding, look, we love gather round, we love live, we love all of that. But there's more to life than sport, Pete, and the best person to make that argument against him would be a woman.
Well, there you are. That's our leadership advice.
There you go.
They got one of them.
Now, you've got a challenge coming up.
But she's just not ready.
Oh, I don't know. You can have a. I reckon you can have.
I don't know.
You can have a bub while you're opposition leader.
A bub looks good on your knee.
Yeah.
Jackie Kelly. She did not leave her house without her child when she won Lindsay in 1996.
There might be a model to replicate. Let's rate some spin.
9 out of 10, out of 10, every time.
Okay, so Kamala Harris has selected Tim Walz, Governor of Minnesota, as her running mate. Now, this guy, he ticks so many boxes. He's a card-carrying member of the National Rifle Association, but he was a social studies teacher at a high school. He was the highest-ranking non-command officer in the history of the U.S. Congress. He was Command Sergeant Major in the Army National Guard, and he's like, as a middle-class dad, is how he's portrayed. And some people have said that the campaign could be Make America Happy Again. Now, he's happy to take on J.D. Vance. He says if J.D. Vance will get up off the couch. Now, that's a dog whistle to the fact that J.D. Vance has admitted in his autobiography that he's a couch shagger. And I don't mean by that
no, it's
he was having sex with people on the couch. I mean that he's admitted that he had sex with a couch. Okay, this is
what? Oh, you crossed this.
Well, when he was a teenager.
Yeah.
That's the wildest thing I've heard since the Peter Lewis stuck in a log in Macau.
I'm just saying. But anyway, this is Tim Walz at the Minnesota State Fair with his daughter, Hope.
Hey, Minnesota, Governor Walz here, out at the State Fair with my daughter,
Hope.
Every year we as a family do something old and something new. I get to pick something, a classic, the old mill ride, to do that. And then Hope gets to pick something new.
I think we're going to go do the slingshot.
Which I don't know what it is, and they're keeping it from me. But then we're going to go get some food, corn dog.
I'm vegetarian.
Turkey then. And
Turkey's meat.
Not in Minnesota, turkey special. And we will go do some of those things and report back.
Oh my God! Oh my! Woo!
Sorry, that couch story's really...
I'm sorry!
What was it, a modular or 2.5, 3 seats?
I can't explain it. I can't. He wants to be vice president. Just don't think
Don't let him do to this country what he did to that couch. We're writing election slogans.
I'm giving Tim Walz for saying that turkey's meat in Minnesota.
Yeah.
5 out of 10.
Yeah, I like that. That's good. Good on you, Matt. We needed to break it. Don't break. David needs to collect himself. Your local Mitre 10, friendly service, expert advice, quality brands at great prices. That's mighty helpful, Mitre 10.
Thanks, Will. At Prospect, 3-car collision on Prospect Road at Fitzroy Terrace. Boom gates are still stuck down at Panorama at the moment. That's on Barrett's Road, causing a few delays. Works at Brighton to look out for today. Brighton Road near Marlborough Street and down to 40 at Mawson Lakes for works on the Salisbury Highway near Eldersmith Road. Cameras at Ely Road, Blakeview and Yorktown Road at Craigmore. Don't miss out on the huge savings on now at Chemist Warehouse. Save big on brands like Colgate, Telfast, Maybelline and much more. Shop in store or online now. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Glenelg has something for everyone. Beach, sunsets, cafes, and the $3.9 million grand prize in the Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery. A fully furnished Scott Salisbury masterpiece with soaring ceilings, outdoor living, a swimming pool, and it comes with $500,000. Get your tickets now at homelottery.com.au. Life-changing prizes, life-changing impact. homelottery.com.au. Licence M14585.
I'll grab a few people I know. We'll mark out some places to go. There's no invitation, just a destination, and that's the best freedom I know. Jump in the Jayco. Jump in the Jayco. Yeah, that's the best freedom I know.
So, what's for dinner?
There's only one answer to that question, Will, and it is this: Chanellas.
Well, when it comes to dinner, or for that matter, lunch, the chefs at Chanellas have done all the hard work for you with stunning pre-prepared meals, cooked daily using the freshest of local ingredients, and they're all ready to take home right now.
There's pasta dishes, winter warmer soups, lamb shanks with creamy mash, full roasts, a range of tasty curries, and so much more, all lovingly prepared by the generous people at Chanellas who donated big time to the Undy Drive.
So that's dinner sorted, or even lunch. Jump onto Chanellas' website or order in-store today. Chanellas, it's a way of life.
There's plenty of reasons to call in and see the incredible team at Ignition for Men. And here's another. During the renovation of their car park and showroom, Ignition for Men is taking up to 40% off winter coats, jumpers, jackets and knitwear.
Ignition for Men, love them. Adelaide's home of Armani, Canali and Xenia specialise in more than top brands. They specialise in making you look and feel good.
Yeah, that's right. Big savings right now at Ignition for Men, 54 Paynham Road, while stocks last.
Hello. Frank Walker from National Tiles. Rush into National Tiles now for our famous spend and save. Spend $500 and we'll only charge you $400. Spend $1,000 and we'll only charge you $750. Or spend $2,000 and we'll only charge you $1,450. Or $4,000 and we'll only charge you $2,750. Yes, the more you spend, the more you'll save. But you'll have to be quick. So rush into National Tiles, spend and save now. Conditions apply.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube. Visit your local Hyundai dealer for offers on a wide range of models. Don't miss out. T's and C's apply.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
4 minutes to 8. Sam Datto back in the 5AA Breakfast studio. We're not drawing the shirt yet, are we?
We're not doing the shirt yet, Will, but we are doing one. How would you sum up what we made Will do yesterday, David?
Just unprecedented, extraordinary.
I thought he was too much of a natural.
Cruel and unusual
Me
punishment,
too.
I would have thought.
So what I'm doing right now is stalling, so people have time. Jump on the Foodland Supermarkets Facebook and YouTube live stream. If you're driving to work, pull over, get your phone out, legally of course, but just jump on the Foodland Supermarkets Facebook and YouTube live stream because you're about to see a sight that
why would you do this to
you
me?
won't be able to unsee.
No one wants to see this. In fact,
that's where you're wrong.
don't go there. Do something else with your life. You know, listen to
Don't
some music
listen to
for
him,
2
folks.
minutes. Do something else.
Do not listen. Well, you're
You
going to hear
will-
some music.
you
You're
will
gonna hear
regret it.
You'll be
You're gonna
able
hear
to-
some Chariots of Fire from Vangelis.
You'll be able to see a grown man with a pink ribbon know exactly what to do with it.
are names that resonate through the history of gymnastics. Simone Biles.
It's over.
Nadia Comaneci. William Gooding's Arise. That was one of the most spectacular routines I've ever seen performed here on the lino at 5AA, Will.
Sometimes you don't know what's in you until you do it, you know? And I'd just like to think there was someone out there that maybe saw it and thought, bloody hell, I could win an Olympic gold medal too. Because that's what we do it for, David. That's why we do it. It's why we train. It's why we pick up the ribbon in the first place. And I'm sorry if I'm going to get a bit emotional, but I just bloody love the ribbons.
The intensity, sort of almost blue steel.
Some people find it uncomfortable.
I found it massively uncomfortable.
I've been told some people find it a bit uncomfortable. It's a bit confronting. It's a bit raw. But I can't even tell you what happened. I blanked out. The music began, and suddenly we were standing here. And look, if people loved it, no one loved it, did they?
Will Goodings, folks, a new name in gymnastics.
What was my score?
I've got my book over here. I'll just I'll just grab it now. I gave you 6.4. You know, and I can reveal my understanding. My sources at the 7 Network tell me that's actually going to be on TV tonight.
That better not happen.
I can
If
send
they
them a
know
copy.
what's good for them, there's no way they'll happen.
I can't
but
tell
I
you
did
who
see
it
it on
was.
the rundown.
I got a text from someone there said that's going to be on TV tonight. How good?
You
that?
know,
you mightn't have the rights to the Olympics, but you have got that.
Have you ever had a moment in your life where you think, oh, I'm embarrassing myself badly here?
Oh,
then you don't usually get to
Yes.
watch it back on replay and realise it was infinitely worse than you thought even in the moment.
And better yet, 100,000 of our closest friends watched along as well.
Did they?
Yeah.
No, they didn't. Surely that's...
staggering numbers.
We got
online.
big numbers on the live stream then, Will.
Oh, that we can delete it after
Broken
that,
the
can't we?
internet.
That's
No,
terrifying.
sadly, these things tend to get recorded and kept forever.
You know what the worst part of it was? The person I feel most sorry for beyond myself was my father standing in the background, who I said to him, gee, this must be a proud moment for you. He thought it was... He filmed it and sent it to Mum. You see me? I'm getting mocked by my own father. It was a realisation I had mid-Chariots of Fire. For Catherine House and the Hunt Street Centre, there's almost anything we will do.
You got to remind yourself of that.
Hey, big thanks, and I don't think I did much to advance the cause, but big thanks to the people of Gymnastics SA on the corner of Rosedale Avenue and Oaklands Park. They allowed us to use their ribbons.
They've
So
just
thank
got to
you for
untie
that.
them now.
They've never been They've never been more poorly used. Okay, what have we got there?
What do you think we have?
Oh dear.
Being quick because we've got to get to Graham Goodings in the news. Challenge! Oh, God, it's another one for you, Will.
What are you serious? Does someone hate me? You trying to drive me from the business?
Yeah. If we raise $3,000 by 8:20, well, that's ambitious. So 20 minutes. $3,000 by 8:20 this morning, you will need to wear a Port Adelaide top and scarf while you interview Dan Houston.
Oh, this is just getting perverse now.
You what? No, my father will disown me.
He
you
will.
realise.
That's not my problem.
He had to witness his
5AANDrive.com.au.
elder son dancing around with a ribbon. Then he's an older man. This might push him over the edge. Seeing this.
So jump on $3,000 in 20 minutes. We can do it.
Oh no!
Oh no! Hopefully, there's no cashed up Port fans out there that want to.
Well, there aren't many of them.
Oh, crikey!
Just got to hope that Alan Scott's not listening.
Local news and information first. This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Showers and 15 today with the 8 o'clock news. Good morning, I'm Graham Goodings.
Chipped windscreen? RAA approved repairer Complete Windscreens repairs it from just $99. Find the big red koala.
Pole vaulter Nina Kennedy has won gold in Paris to cap off Australia's most successful day at any Olympic Games. After sharing the world title with Tokyo gold medalist Katie Moon, Kennedy was out to claim the gold medal in Paris in her own right. She says she put it all on the line.
Was open to the media about it. I was very vulnerable. I said from the start I wanted to win that gold medal, and yeah, it's scary, it's vulnerable, but I did it, and I couldn't be prouder of myself and my team.
Audio thanks to 9 Radio. Kennedy's gold is Australia's 18th for the Paris Games, and Tom Wren will have all the Olympic news coming up later in sport. Australian hockey player Tom Craig has been arrested but released without charge after trying to buy cocaine in Paris. The 28-year-old has apologised, saying he made a terrible mistake and takes full responsibility for his actions. The government's decision to restructure the Department for Child Protection while the Minister Katrine Hildyard is on leave has come under attack from the opposition. Details surrounding the restructure are unclear, and it's unknown if job losses will be part of the change. Shadow Minister for Child Protection Josh Teague says when it comes to child protection, we need leadership and transparency, and Katrine Hildyard has failed South Australians on both fronts.
The Department for Child Protection has been never more in greater need of dedicated and competent ministerial leadership. That's absent, and that's why I continue my calls to Premier Peter Malinowskis to sack Katrine Hildyard and to appoint a dedicated standalone Minister for Child Protection.
But the Minister says she's committed to the job and things are improving.
We have seen a reduction in the growth of children and young people coming into care. We have improved carer payment to the highest levels on record. We have funded the Children and Young Persons Visitor. We have boosted funding. We are absolutely focused on driving change, and we will continue to be so.
A car went up in flames at Salisbury Heights earlier this morning. Senior Constable Scott James says the fire started in a hotel car park on Main North Road just after 3 a.m.
When police arrived, there was no one with the vehicle. Fire crews were able to quickly extinguish the blaze, but extensive damage was caused to the black Holden Commodore. Police dog Edge was called in to assist with the search, however was unable to locate any suspects. So we are investigating just to determine the cause of the fire.
An exclusive and rare piece of South Australian automotive history will be up for grabs when it goes up for auction later this month. The iconic Plate 8 was among the first numeric plates issued in 1906 and is the first single-digit numeric plate to be sold by the state government since plates 3, 6 and 9 were sold in 1985. Transport Minister Tom Koutsantonis expects there to be a lot of interest in the plate.
The auction starts on the 28th of the 8th in August and will end in September, and it's going to be one of those record-breaking auctions, I can feel.
Recently, the New South Wales number 1 plate went for more than $10 million. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Colours, custom design, any house, any style. Gliderol Garage Doors. Gliderol.com.au.
And it's a good morning once again to Tom Wren.
Very good morning to you as well, Graham. As we heard a little earlier, it has been a golden night for Australia in Paris. Nina Kennedy won gold in the pole vault. Keegan Palmer successfully defended his skateboarding title from Tokyo, while Matt Wern won the sailing event. And then South Aussie Oliver Bledden was a huge part of the track cycling men's team pursuit, who beat Great Britain to also claim a gold medal. He was joined by Connor Leahy and Sam Welsford, along with Victorian Kellen O'Brien. Leahy says it's still sinking in.
It's probably going to take a good while to settle in, just realise what we did. But yeah, it's what we came here to do, really, and to execute it, it just feels unreal.
Outstanding result, that audio, thanks to 9 Radio. The Opals are into the medal rounds of the Olympics for the first time since London 2012. They've smashed Serbia 85-67, setting up a clash with the USA. Opal star Kayla George says it's an amazing achievement after a shock loss to begin their campaign.
I think we just had to really get back to what we're good at, and I mean there were nerves. It was the first game of the Olympics. They wanted it more in that game, and we obviously got the loss, and it hurt real bad. We were humiliated. So to come back and bounce back, we're a resilient mob. Yeah,
they're going well, that audio again, thanks to 9 Radio. Let's go to football. Adelaide's players will train this morning as they prepare for Sunday's clash against the Bulldogs at home. The squad will be released a little later today. The Power will also have a light day, but will release their side a little later this afternoon. And a PGA tournament in North Carolina will begin tonight. Cam Davis and Minwoo Lee among the Aussies in the field. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Thanks, Tom. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Lynn Andrews Real Estate. Experts in commercial and residential property management. lynnandrews.com.au.
At Prospect, got a 3-car collision to look out for this morning. It's on Fitzroy Terrace at Prospect Road. Brunel East got lights on the blink there. Palantinga Road and Kenahans Road causing delays. Slow going at Chandler's Hill, Sugarloaf Road near Main Road, and busy at the moment Brighton Road, Brighton. Got a camera up Blacktop Road at Gould Creek. The Audi demonstrator clearance is on now with exceptional opportunity opportunities on select demonstrator models at your Audi dealer until August 31. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
And now the 5AA forecast.
See any issue firsthand with AutoCam. Real-time video, direct to you from your Automasters technician.
Showers and 15 today, tomorrow partly cloudy 16, Saturday mostly sunny 17, then a beautiful Sunday, sunny and 20 degrees. Currently it's 13. More news as it happens on 5AA.
Catch all the action from the Olympic Games in Paris as 5AA brings you Nine's coverage live each evening from 11:30. Don't miss a minute of the action as our Aussie stars set their sights on gold medal glory. Tune in tonight following Leith Forest as we cross to France for Nine's coverage. Paris 2024, live from 11:30 on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
It all started with a pen and paper 35 years ago. Lots of ideas and a ton of innovation. Nothing's changed. Beechwood Homes is still building stunning bespoke homes right across South Australia. Under construction right now is another Beechwood Homes masterpiece at Blackwood Park. This new display home will showcase Beechwood's dedication to cutting-edge design, craftsmanship and innovation. If you can dream it, Beechwood Homes can build it. Life's good. It's even better in a Beechwood home.
The critical part of any healthcare is the care. It's about being by your side when you and your loved ones need us most. Through late night fevers, through the rough and tumble of weekend sports, through weird rashes, mystery aches, and knowing in your heart that something's not quite right. From surgery to rehabilitation, through emergencies, mental illness, chronic diseases, and for better health. Your doctor cares. Let's take care of them too. Authorised by Dr. David Pope, Samoa, Adelaide.
If you're thinking of building or you're renovating your kitchen, you've got a lot of choices to make, but the first choice should be Smeg. We have an amazing Smeg showroom right here in Adelaide. Devney Distributors, they're in Dudley Park, and inside you'll find the full Smeg range on display.
Everything from ovens, cooktops, dishwashers, fridges, to wine cellars, kettles, toasters and more, Smeg seamlessly pairs powerful performance with architectural design. Now, there's even cooking demonstrations. You don't need to tell me that. I've done one. They're brilliant. You can really taste the difference with Smeg, and they teach you how to get the best out of your oven. Smeg's been proudly made in Italia since 1948. Their colour design and technology is world famous. Smeg, it's technology with style. Visit the Smeg showroom today at Devney Distributors, Harrison Road, Dudley Park.
The Honda mid-size SUV stock clearance is on now. Get 8 years warranty and 8 years roadside assist, plus a $1,000 Ampol fuel card on 2023 build Honda ZR-V and CR-Vs. Visit us at Formula Honda to test drive today. Ampol fuel card offer valid until September 30. Different warranty applies for vehicles used for commercial purposes. T's and C's at honda.com.au. Hurry into Formula Honda. Find us at Glen Osmond Road, Glen Osmond, or North East Road, Modbury.
The news and issues that matter to South Australia. Always Adelaide. This is 5AA.
Visit your local Hyundai dealer for offers on a wide range of models. Don't miss out. T's and C's apply.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings. 5AA Breakfast.
11 minutes after 8. They say don't read the comments. I started reading the comments, David.
There's plenty of comments, Will. You will go dancing around in gym gear holding a ribbon, though, won't you?
My ribbon's here in the studio, actually, the star of the show. It's made its way in. My favourite, I think, was Kerry. I can't credit it because I can't scroll back on the live stream comments, but I think it was Kerry who said, good on you for accepting the challenge. Please accept this new challenge. Never do it again.
I like the one from Helen, too, saying that she's heard rumours the Australian Ballet are interested.
That's not true.
Will Goodings.
That's not true.
Is Nijinsky.
I know it's a surprise given what we just witnessed. But now they haven't got a text yet from them. Well, the phone's on.
The best bit was where you got tangled up. That's the look on you. But you maintained. Someone compared you to Will Ferrell in Old School. Terrific.
Well, Will Ferrell's very funny. I think I just can be laughed at.
It's laughed with.
Subtly different.
Right. We got Tommy Wren in here with us. Tom's from a sporting perspective, though. Tom's going to be very excited when Dan Houston comes in because Port fans, if you want to see bad enough me sitting here in a Norwood jumper, you're going to see Crows Nufty Will Goodings wearing a Port Adelaide jersey.
This can't happen, What is it going to be? Some kind of teal abomination?
I don't know. Is it teal or prison bars?
You
All
know,
will be revealed.
You know what concerns me about this? I thought I'm safe here because Sam Dado said a $3,000 donation goal here. Red Arc have tipped in $2,000. You know what? There's no supporter base out there like Port Adelaide that likes to see other people suffer for a good cause. It's all for the Undy Drive, of course. I don't want to even open this. All I can see is a notification from our Albion correspondent Dave Lloyd. Oh no, he doesn't even know we're going to be able to watch Port Adelaide. We ain't a Port jumper yet. He said, "I missed the performance, but never fear, the live stream will be available to watch soon enough." I don't think so, Dave. We're going to try and get that redacted from history.
Good luck with that.
5AAAndydrive.com.au, $1,000 more for the Dan Houston interview to suddenly look like a celebration of all things Port. He'll be coming in very shortly. Let's do Breaking at 8. Rennie in the studio. I like this.
Well, the reason we've got Tom here with us for Breaking at 8 is that we regard him rightly as the father of live golf. When the idea was first floated to the Premier, Peter Malinauskas, Mally rang Tom and sounded him out about whether it would get fan support. But Tom, we're hearing, and I know you're hearing this too, there's been speculation about moving live to earlier next year. We're now hearing that there's a date that's even firming up in February, Valentine's Day, 14th. So it would be the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 14, 15, 16. It sounds like both the government and Liv are keen to move it to February to give it a bit more space and to guarantee better weather.
I think so. So, and you're right. So I'm hearing the same things you're hearing as well, and that, you know, sources inside the Grange Golf Club have been told that is going to be the date as well. I think the only hold-up at this stage, and look, the team do a wonderful job, the government, Nick Haslam and all the team at Live Golf have done a brilliant job in promoting the event, and I think it went bigger and better this year. But I think the hold-up is coming up on the Live side. I think, you know, the government here, and I understand, you know, organisers, they want to get this out there and they want to be able to move forward, but they're not getting an official nod because Live are saying, look, we'll release it when we release it, and that'll just be the calendar. But it's getting close. I mean, it's, you know, if it is going to be shifted to February, that's, you know, 5-6 months away.
So there's that tension between, they want to do their international reveal. They don't care about, you know, people at down, you know,
Adelaide and
Frederick Road trying to organise their life.
Exactly.
But Grange people want to, you know, the people at the golf course want to know what's going on.
Well, exactly. And I mean, it's 2 months earlier potentially. And look, it does guarantee, hopefully, you know, nothing's assured, of course, but you get that better weather. I think, you know, we've spoken about it, but I think the preference is you'd rather 37 and a scorcher as opposed to 15 and freezing and
or rain
and raining. So yeah, it looks like Feb 14 to 16, but we're just waiting for that official tick off.
Well, given how many people come from interstate for it, they do need as much time as they can get to promote it beyond SA, don't they?
What does it mean, Rennie, in terms of the rest of the golf, the non-live golf calendar? Because at the moment it comes just after the Masters, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And everyone, I kind of like that because everyone's really up and about the Masters. It gets everyone excited about golf. Is there any potential clash, or is it a clean part of the calendar?
The Masters is the first major of the year, and the PGA Tour is sort of only just warming up for the calendar year at that point. So the Players, I think, is not until March or a little bit later. That's like the unofficial fifth major. So there wouldn't be a huge clash in terms of other events, that's PGA or European Tour. So it should be pretty good in that sense. You're right, though. It sort of came off the back or next to Gather Round, so you had that momentum. But then they have to work out other things like school holidays, all that kind of stuff. So it is going to be a juggle, but it's looking more and more like it's going to be this Feb 14 to 16.
Well, I guess the upside, too, to round things out, is that cashed-up sports-mad people in the eastern states will probably be quite happy to come here for Live in February and Gather Round in April, so we get 2 bites at the tourist cherry.
Yeah, and that's the other positive. You know, hopefully people are able to come back on 2 occasions as opposed to maybe one long one.
Yeah, good on you, Tom. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, boys.
Got a good text from Mike Steele from Kerala at Smart Dialer, our great mates out there. They always sponsor the sound off. How's this? We'd urge other businesses to do this as well. Steely said they've bought 20 pairs of Undy Drive socks for their staff. So all the staff are going to be decked out there today.
Good stuff. Mike and Darren Steele, Kerala, what a great company. What a great job.
Get a sock in here.
That's a nice thing to do for your staff. Go to roughsleeper.com.au and purchase yourself some limited edition Undy Drive socks.
Everyone's wearing them. The police commissioner's wearing them.
They're
the
hottest
premier's
ticket in
wearing
town.
them.
If you wear those socks around, you're in the in crowd.
You are. You well and truly are.
18 minutes after 6.
Here, here's a picture of the commissioner
How
up on
good's
the
that?
live stream.
On the Foodland
Feet up on the
Supermarkets
desk.
Facebook and YouTube live stream. Terrific work.
Excellent.
Dan Houston's here. I haven't heard we've got an extra $1,000 yet.
Sam's nodding his head.
Is that a nod of affirmation, or is he saying, no, Will, you're right. You won't have to wear port gear. I'm going to choose the latter. Stick around after the break to find out who's right.
G'day there at Prospect. A three-car collision on Prospect Road at Fitzroy Terrace. Really big delays there at the moment too. Ranella East lights on the Blenheim panel at Tinga Road at Kennahan's Road, and slow for works at South Brighton. Brighton Road near Broadway, speeds at 40 k's. Getting busy right now, Belair, Russell Street near Sheoak Road with a camera, Sturton Road at Edinburgh. Save while helping IGA support local causes. Clinic's complete clean toilet tissue 9-pack, $4 each. Better than half price. Offer ends August 13. While stocks last, excludes Foodland. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show. Stephen Rowe and Tim Ginniver.
Sometimes things come to an end, and the retirements of both Dusty Martin and Tomahawk has been maybe expected, but a little surprised that, especially on the Dusty Martin front, that it ceases immediately. Tom Hawkins will see it out to the end of the year.
The 5AA Sports Show.
Can't see Dusty doing too much media though.
No, that's it. He's probably on a plane to New Zealand now.
Weekdays from 4 p.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
I'm high! The Excelsior Hotel has always felt like home, with meals from just $12, like soup from $12 with garlic bread, half beef or chicken schnitzels, $16, sweet and sour pork with rice, $16, bangers and mash, $18, 1 or 2 piece fish and chips from $16, and 250 gram porterhouse, $22. Gotta love the Excelsior Hotel lunchtime menu. Feels like coming home, but better. You just know it's a bro hotel.
Working out what you can claim at tax time can be super confusing. Instead of missing out on money that's yours, just go with the experts at H&R Block and get more for sure. That's more help, more expertise, and more options. Did you know things like briefcases and handbags are claimable if you use them for work? This tax time, don't do it all yourself. Switch to H&R Block and get more with a maximum refund guarantee. H&R Block, more for sure. Book an appointment today at hrblock.com.au.
Now on Father's Day, breakfast in bed's okay, but it's not as good as a gift from Mitre 10.
Your local Mitre 10 has a huge range of gift ideas, and the bit you'll love as much as a dad, well, they're under $50. That's cheaper than taking dad out for breakfast.
Is it ever grab an ROK 20-volt mini chainsaw for just $49, or a P&N 100-piece drill and driver set, also $49?
And if you want to up the game a little, get dad a Wild Track jump starter, just $89, or score a buy right now wheelbarrow poly tray, 100 litres, for just $59.
Plus, if you're a Mitre 10 loyalty member and spend $60 or more in store, you'll go in the draw to win a $200 Mitre 10 gift voucher.
Visit your local Mitre 10 store or shop online at mitre10.com.au. Mighty helpful, Mitre 10.
How to get Dad off-road with confidence and give him a shot at the ultimate Father's Day gift. Get into TJM and check out their Father's Day sale on now. You could win the old boy or yourself a trip for two to the NRL Grand Final in Sydney with flights, accommodation and an incredible game day experience. Spend $79 or more on TJM products at TJM Ranella or Nailsworth to go in the draw. Head in store now. T's and C's apply.
Rosanna Mangiarelli here from 7 News. Join me and Will Goodings for Adelaide's leading news hour, 7 News, tonight at 6 o'clock.
Visit your local Hyundai dealer for offers on a wide range of models. Don't miss out. T's and C's apply.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
21 minutes after 8. I would have thought dancing around with a ribbon might have got me out of trouble for a little while, but here I am in my port jumper and power scarf.
We're going to end the show by going home and scrubbing ourselves with a wire brush.
I don't know, do I have to speak to someone in management?
What about the gun show, though?
Oh, yeah.
You've been working out, Will.
Oh, yeah, look out. Look out.
You're putting me to shame.
So we got $2,000 from Red Arc a moment ago. $2,000 to the Undy Drive. Whoops, wrong one. That's the one. Auto Electronics, Red Arc, they are the best in the business. Go to Red Arc. I'm going to say nice things about them despite them ending up me sitting here wearing the port gear. I'm terrified my father's in the newsroom is going to come in and hit me.
Well, your brother, he takes it very seriously.
Oh, he'd be with a car outside ready to run me over. That's right. That's my great fear right now, is for my physical and personal safety. But it is opportune because we do have Dan Houston in the studio with us.
For the moment of all moments for Port Adelaide, it's online. Port Adelaide have done it again.
Thanks to the Excelsior Hotel. It's always felt like home with meals from just $12. Gotta love the Excelsior Hotel. Dan, good morning to you. Welcome to the studio.
Good morning. Looking good in the sports tops. I'm actually more formally dressed than you guys.
You are, I know. What's going on?
You look like the radio guy. We look like
having the sports stars on.
The would-be athletes. How do you reckon he looks in the teal there?
I reckon he could run out this weekend.
You know what?
Where would you play him?
You know what it looks
play
like?
him full forward. Those pipes are huge.
You know what it looks like? This is your future, Dan, after you've won premierships and All-Australians, and then you'll be like mid-40s, and one of your mates will say, come out and play a bit of Amateur League with us. We're Div 12, and the bloke you'll line up on will look like me, and you'll go, I might kick 92 goals today. That's what'll happen.
If I lined up on you, I'd be very worried there'd be you'd put me in contests and throw me around, and I don't want that in Div 12.
Dan, I wouldn't get close to you. I'd be able to puff walking to position. Gee, I tell you what, though, I don't know what you thought walking to position against the Swans on Saturday, but I remember we spoke to you last week and we made the point, how do you prepare for a team that's been so good for so long and then looked a bit down? You destroyed them like it was one of those Amateur League games where two totally mismatched sides go up against one another. Is that the biggest blowout of your AFL career?
Yeah, I think it would be close. We haven't had too many 100-point wins, and especially against a top team, it doesn't come along often at all. And I think I said last week that if we could kick the first few goals and build some momentum while they have a few doubts.
The first few?
Yeah, we ended up kicking the first 11, I think, and then the doubts crept in after that. So, yeah, it was a really good team performance down the back line. Didn't see too much of it, which was really good. I was just watching the boys kick goals, and yeah, it was an awesome game.
You saw a bit of it. I think, what did you have, 24 and kick 2 yourself?
Yeah. I cashed in late, and the boys were aware of it. They were checking the scoreboard. And
what was the message from Ken? Because it must have been so weird in there at half time going, far out, is this really happening? But I suppose percentage is so important. It would have just been keep going, don't take your foot off the throat.
Yeah, we never mentioned percentage, but after the game you go, wow, like that was huge for that part of the ladder. But during the game, it was just us sticking at it, and we were prepared that Sydney were going to throw a few different things at us and try and come back. And
do you know off the top of your head how much you changed your percentage by?
I think it was about 7%.
Wow.
Yeah, which is
that's
pretty
massive
big.
late in the season.
Yeah,
crazy.
Which is huge. So we just wanted to put the foot down, and we never spoke about percentage, but I think if you start talking about that stuff, you start playing a little bit differently. We just focused on kicking more goals and how we could do that.
It's just a phenomenal performance. Still hard to believe that it happened. And does it feel now? I mean, I know people going, "Oh, Hawthorn are on fire. They lost last week." Then the Dogs are on fire. You guys are, and seeing how Sydney and Collingwood and Carlton are all sort of slipping around now. Do you feel like you've come good at the right time?
It does feel a little bit like the season ebbs and flows, and I feel like we are in a patch now where we've nutted out a few wins, a few close ones when the game was on the line, and now I feel like we're finding our groove a little bit. But we know how quickly that can fall away, and we want to build on this and keep going forward and build the energy that we've got.
Just looking at the ladder, so you're third at the moment, a game off top, the side you just beat by 100 points. There's been large swathes of the season where people have said Port have been disappointing this year. Yet here we are, 20 rounds in, you sit third, and suddenly there's real momentum. People are saying, why can't it be Port this year? Have you ever been in a season where does the vibe shift inside the club? Are you riding the ups and downs this year like the fans have been, where they've gone, we're nowhere to, actually, why can't we win the premiership this year? Or behind closed doors, is it more of an even keel?
Behind closed doors, it's more of an even keel, but I feel like there's definitely no doubt we probably haven't played our best footy for the majority of the year, but we've still been able to win games, and I feel like on the weekend we showed that our best footy is really, really good and can take it up to the top, and I feel like we probably at stages throughout the year haven't showed that quality, but we've still been able to get those wins when we probably shouldn't have, and I guess that reflects why we're probably third, and the fans feel that we're a little bit behind where it shows on the ladder, but I feel like our best footy, as we showed on the weekend, is as good as anyone else's.
Melbourne's the kind of game, I reckon, that in the past you've dropped and your fans have gone off about it. How do you prepare? Because they're technically a chance of making the 8, I guess, but they haven't been that crash hot. But over there at the G, if some of their fans might have come back from skiing in Europe, could be a few there.
Yeah, I guess we want to try and kick the first 11.
That's the new model, isn't it, mate?
No, I think it's a tough game. Any team away at their home ground and in front of their home crowd is always tough. And yeah, I think we're not going to take Melbourne lightly. We're going to prepare for their best because they've shown that their best is really good. And if we play like we did last week, there's no reason why we can't win.
Well, good luck, mate.
It's just been unbelievable. I want to just quickly talk about Mitch Georgiades. I think we spoke about him last week, but he deserves another shout. Coming back from an injury, it's been a phenomenal effort, his return, and he's taken control of that forward line now. He must feel that way, kicking it in there at the moment.
Yeah, we do. I think our versatility, we've got two really big, strong tools who create a contest, and you've got Mitch, who's a bit more versatile, and they're working really well together. And I think Mitch off the ACL, he's been really professional how he went about it. And in the past, we've shown that blokes off an ACL actually tend to come back a little bit better. You look at Kane Farrell and Robbie Gray; they always seem to put their head down, work hard, and then come back a better player. And I think that's a really good.
Yeah, that's a good point. You guys have had a good history with guys who've done their knee coming back.
Yeah, we have, and I think it sort of provides a little bit of optimism for blokes to get injured. I look at Sam Powell-Pepper at the moment, and he's really up and about because he's seen these blokes play off ACLs and they're playing better. So there's a lot of trust in our high performance team.
Well, I tell you, it's been the last 4 weeks, fortnight. It's hard to keep track of. Port fans have gone from going pretty ordinary year to this might be the ultimate this season, and it's hard to make a case for anyone above you guys, I think, in that top 4 at the moment. So good luck on the weekend, because I think half the town's riding high at the moment, mate.
Yeah, we'll see how we go. We'll keep an even head at the moment.
You never get drawn into the hype, do you? You're a master.
I try not to.
Can just control.
You try to draw me in, but I don't.
I know. I tried.
Well, look at him. He's a Port tragic
look
from way
at me.
back.
I'm suddenly on board. Tell you who's on board. Our Alberton correspondent, Dave Lloyd. Dave, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, Dan and Will. Look, I know Peter Shearer get you looking pretty sharp, but you haven't looked that sharp before, mate. That is very good looking. After your little tirade after the Hawthorn loss the other week, you're welcome aboard any time. Happy to meet you down at the club tonight for a beer and a sizzle if you like.
Thank you, Dave.
He'll have the membership form ready.
I knew Dave's look. I just knew Dave
Koshy
was
will
good
find out
at
about
some
this
point in
too.
time. Will he?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Thank God we've already done Koshy this week. Oh, crikey.
He'll be reminded about it next week.
Dan, we really appreciate you coming in, mate. Thank you. The Only Driver is a big part of our year. It's something we love doing for Catherine House and the Hutt Street Centre. So you coming in today, I know it's greatly appreciated by everyone here, and indeed the charities for our big charity drive of the year. So thank you so much for coming in.
All right, thank you very much.
This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Showers and 15 today with the 8:30 news. I'm Graham Goodings.
Make RAA-approved windscreen repairer, Complete Windscreens, your insurer repairer of choice. Visit completewindscreens.com.au.
A thrilling day for Australia at the Olympics, picking up 4 gold medals. At the Velodrome, the men's pursuit team defeated Great Britain in the final.
Gold to Australia! Men's team pursuit. 20 years on from the last time.
20 years from the year before. Olympics champions. Get on your feet, Australia.
Audio thanks to 9 Radio. Nina Kennedy was the only athlete to clear 4.9 metres in the women's pole vault. Matt Wern bagged another gold medal in the men's dinghy race at Marseille, repeating his success at Tokyo 2021. And Keegan Palmer won gold in the men's park skating, our second skateboarding gold in as many days. Tom Wren will have all the Olympic news coming up in sport. The Australian Olympic Committee is limited in what disciplinary action it can take against a hockey player caught buying drugs in Paris. A French judge has issued Tom Craig with a warning, but no fine for buying cocaine. Chef de mission Anna Mears says Craig was not under the AOC's control as he'd finished competition, but the committee is doing as much as it can.
Tom will lose all of his remaining Olympic privileges. He has already moved out of the Olympic Village, and as it was my understanding, he was not attending the closing ceremony. If he was, he would not be able to attend.
Hockey Australia could still take action against Craig, but the governing body's high performance director says the 28-year-old's well-being is their priority. Police are trying to determine whether a car gutted by a fire at Salisbury Heights this morning was stolen. They were called to a hotel car park on Main North Road just after 3 a.m, where the black Holden Commodore was engulfed in flames. No one was in the vehicle and the cause of the fire is under investigation. The besieged Child Protection Department is in for a shake-up. There'll be sweeping changes, including a number of new senior positions, some focusing on Aboriginal children and care. But Minister Katrine Hildyard says there'll be no change to frontline roles.
These positions have been under development for months. They are positions that I have spoken at length with the CE about. They are really important positions. There is no reduction in staffing.
It comes as Department Deputy Chief Adam Riley remains on indefinite leave for personal reasons. The federal government is being accused of putting mental health in the too hard basket. Labor is yet to respond to a report it was handed last year, calling for laws to be introduced to prevent vilification based on a person's mental health. It's under pressure to reduce stigma surrounding the issue after a quarter of employees admitted they wouldn't hire someone with bipolar or depression. Thousands of anti-racist protesters have taken to the streets across England in response to far-right demonstrations. Officers are out in force amid fears the so far peaceful gatherings could turn violent. There's been more than a week of anti-immigration riots, fueled by misinformation about a mass stabbing in Southport near Liverpool. London Police Chief Sir Mark Rowley says the force is well prepared.
We've decided to marshal thousands of police officers across the country. We've changed our tactics in the last couple of days. Besides marshalling more officers, we're brigading some of them at key strategic locations across the country to give us more agility to respond to wherever the protests are most intense and show overwhelming force so that the criminals and thugs on the streets don't succeed.
Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Gliderol Garage Doors, adding strength, style and safety to your home. Gliderol.com.au.
And good morning once again, Tom Wren.
And a very good morning to you, Graham. As we heard earlier, it's been a brilliant night for Australia with 4 more gold medals. And the Aussies have now secured 6 medals in track and field for the first time at an Olympic Games since 1968. Just moments before Nina Kennedy's spectacular gold medal win in the pole vault, Matthew Denny secured bronze in the men's discus. Elsewhere, Peyton Craig is through to the semi-finals of the men's 800-metre event after finishing third in his heat. Fellow Aussies Joseph Deng and Peter Boll will have to go through the repechage. Tokyo finalist Boll says he's grateful to be racing after being cleared of a doping allegation.
Yeah, 100%, and it shows that we're here today, so always love the support back home, and I'm thankful to be out here running at the Olympic Games.
Audio thanks to 9 Radio. Catherine Mitchell and Mackenzie Little are into the women's javelin final, while Kelsey Lee Barber has missed out. Matt Wern bagged another gold in the men's dinghy race in Marseille, repeating his success at Tokyo. Wern's victory coming after overcoming the debilitating effects of long COVID.
I think that's what makes it more emotional than it was in Tokyo. That there was that setback, and that was tough. Yeah, there was obviously that moment there where I thought that I wouldn't be competing again, and that I certainly wouldn't be as strong as I am now. And I have a fantastic team to thank for that.
Audio again, thanks to 9 Radio. Let's go to football. Port Adelaide Vice-Captain Dan Houston says the side is building confidence as it looks to cement its finals berth this weekend. The Power are currently third off the back of 5 wins in 6 matches. Houston telling David and Will they're tracking well.
I feel like we are in a patch now where we've nutted out a few wins, a few close ones when the game was on the line, and now I feel like we're finding our groove a little bit. But we know how quickly that can fall away, and we want to build on this and keep going forward and build the energy that we've got.
Yeah, let's hope they can do just that. Port will name its side to tackle Melbourne tonight, and that's the 5AA Sport.
Now the 5AA traffic.
Lynn Andrews Real Estate, experts in commercial and residential property management. lynnandrews.com.au.
At Prospect, 3-car collision, Prospect Road at Fitzroy Terrace, Ranella East, lights on the blink on Panalatinga Road at Kennahan's Road. Slow for works at Chandler's Hill, Sugarloaf Road near Main Road, and busy for works at Mawson Lakes within a 40 there, Salisbury Highway near Eldersmith Road. Early morning cameras, Blacktop Road, Gould Creek, and Halsey Road at Elizabeth East. Kentucky Fried Chicken presents the new Original Crispy series. It's double breaded, it's extra crispy, and it's out now. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
And now the 5AA forecast.
See any issue firsthand with AutoCam. Real-time video, direct to you from your Automaster's technician.
Showers and 15 today, tomorrow partly cloudy 16, Saturday mostly sunny 17, and Sunday sunny 20. Currently it's 13. More news as it happens on 5AA.
Gone are the days of bulky solar panels. NRG Solar is ushering in a new era of sleek, efficient solar technology. With just a few panels, harness the power of the sun like never before. The equation is simple. More efficiency, more savings. Join the revolution with NRG Solar. Discover simplicity at 1275 South Road St Mary's or online at nrgsolar.com.au. NRG Solar, for a brighter, more sustainable tomorrow.
Renovating or building and don't know where to start? Head to the Building Ideas Centre and bring your dreams to life. The newly established Building Ideas Centre is a huge showroom offering a mix of renovation and building products to ignite your imagination. Kitchens, bathrooms, heating and cooling, tiles and tapware, it's all here. Become inspired and talk with the professionals about your build. Whether you're budget conscious or going for gold, we can help you on your building journey. Find us at 279 Grove Street in the city.
Hutt Street Centre's annual Walk a Mile in My Boots Challenge is just around the corner. Walk a mile or more to support over 7,000 people experiencing homelessness in South Australia. By participating, you'll raise vital funds for Hutt Street Centre and help people experiencing homelessness in our community.
Now, getting into it's simple. Just sign up, spread the word and commit to walking a mile a day for a week during National Homelessness Week. You can walk your miles however you choose until the final mile, where everyone's invited into the CBD to walk together and show support for this brilliant and crucial cause.
Register for free and start fundraising today at walkamile.org.au.
It all started in the back shed. Maybe it started early. Or late. Either way, the Olympic Industry sale means there's no need to wait. With big savings on our entire range of SA-engineered sheds, garages, carports and verandas, you can afford to start something big, tough, or tasty in your own backyard. Start something with the Olympic Industry sale. On now.
Steinborner Automotive has always been well worth the trip, and now there's Barossa Mazda, Murray Street, Nuriutpa. SA's newest Mazda dealership is now open. For 40 years, Steinborner has provided South Australians with outstanding customer service, exceptional value, and a large selection of new, used, and demo vehicles. The Steinborner story continues with the opening of their new state-of-the-art Mazda dealership in Barossa Valley. Barossa Mazda. It's well worth the trip. barossamazda.com.au.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube. Visit your local Hyundai dealer for offers on a wide range of models. Don't miss out. T's and C's apply.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings. 5AA Breakfast.
20 minutes to 9. Going to draw the Up Yours Pembo T-shirt winner very shortly. Up Yours Pembo. One of two in existence, that is. We're got a stack of donations to work through. The Copper Bowl of Justice is going to be full. The 5AAundydrive.com.au, sorry, the website to go to if you'd like to donate. Any donation of $10 or more puts you in the running to win that excellent article of 5AA history, I think it'll be. I'm just a little bit... Every time I catch a glimpse of myself in the port top on the live stream, I get a little bit distracted. Maria sent through a good text. She said, after your challenges this morning, you guys might need to sprinkle the studio with holy water.
Where's Max von Sydow when you need him?
Exactly right.
Power of the Christ commands you.
I think we need an exorcism.
Father Karras.
I'm going to need
years. Don't end up like Father Karras.
I'm going to need years of therapy after today, especially once everyone I know starts to get a hold of the Facebook live stream video.
Starts levitating into the roof.
I'm going to change my identity.
You can use these ribbons for the exorcism.
I don't want to see another ribbon so long as I live. And every time I hear Chariots of Fire, I'm probably going to burst into tears for the rest of my life.
Oh, mate.
It's all for a great cause, of course. The 5AA Auntie Drive Day 4, Catherine House and Hutt Street Centre. And a big part of that this year, and a really exciting and I think terrific new component has been the addition of the 5AA Auntie Drive socks that you buy for $20 a pair, and all that money goes to Catherine House and Hutt Street Centre, like Mike and Darren Steele did from Care Alert. They bought 20 pairs for all their staff. Lovely idea. You can do that too. We're sending you to a website called Rough Sleeper, roughsleeper.com.au. Nick Yeomans from Rough Sleeper joins us. Nick's the founder of this company that... This is a terrific concept, Nick. Just take us through what Rough Sleeper does. Obviously, for us, you're making the Undie Drive socks, but that actually fits sort of neatly with broadly your mission statement, what you guys do. Good morning.
Hey guys, thanks for having me on. Yeah, we are experimenting with what I like to refer to peer-to-peer impact in a way. So what we've done is we've created a fashion label which is mainly elevated basics, so t-shirts, hoodies, sweats, stuff that people wear a lot of. And then what we're doing is we create the profit connects to the shelter in the location of purchase. So if the garment's purchased in Sydney, it goes to the Matthew Talbot Hostel. If it's Adelaide, it's Hutt Street. If it's LA, it's Skid Row Mission, LA Mission in Skid Row, Bowery Mission, New York. We've got it set up with the Wandering Londoner in the UK, and then every city in Australia. So effectively what it is, if you buy a garment, the profit then connects into a street pack. So one of the biggest issues at the moment is with the level of homelessness. A lot of the shelters are full. So when a person is struggling and they go to a shelter, it's full. Those shelters are now have the street pack, which have got a whole heap of just basic essentials to help that person through the night. And then on top of that, we also have connected up with an amazing organisation in Melbourne called We Are Mobilised. And that's been founded by a guy called Noah Yang, who is, reverse engineering the problem from my perspective. They're putting people into housing for 4 weeks, and they've got a direct giving program. So we're connecting profit into that as well, where it literally goes to the person who's about to hit the street or has just become homeless. So, yeah, it's a bit of a... it's been interesting to see how people have sort of taken it, and the garments are made in fashion house, in factories that produce, ethical factories that produce for fashion labels. So it's, just pumped to be giving that a go and also helping you guys out with the undies run.
Nick, I've got to say, as you've been talking, I've just been scrolling through your website and looking at the images of these street packs that you're talking about, described as thoughtfully curated backpacks containing essentials like hoodies, trackies, socks, beanies and toiletries. It fits perfectly with what we're doing with the undies and bras and so on. It's so good. I had no idea that you guys had an international footprint. It's such an amazing idea for a company.
Well, yeah, and we are in startup phase, so we haven't, these sort of things that take a while. This is all out of our own funding, so there's no government funding, nothing like that. So it's like a commercial business that's profit for good. So it takes a while to build up. Obviously we've got profit going into the street packs, but then we've also got to buy product, do the Instagram, do the the marketing and all these types of things as well. So it really, the concept is that people can create impact in their local community without having to give away all their hard-earned. Yeah. So you buy a rough sleeper, jacket, and you go, geez, I bloody love this jacket. You would have bought it anyway, but you actually created social impact from your purchasing decision.
So tell us a bit more about was there a model for this? Is this being done elsewhere, Nick? And you saw, obviously, there's the international stuff you spoke to us about before. And did you come to it from the perspective of someone who was really interested in doing fashion that had a social conscience and it grew from there? Or were you looking to do something initially with a social conscience and from that the fashion component grew?
Yeah, it actually happened from... I had an experience with a homeless person about 15 years ago. It was an incident. I'd never done anything for anyone, as bad as that sounds. Like in terms of, I wasn't hugely socially minded, and I was driving down a street near my house, and on a Wednesday afternoon it was, and I just saw this guy on the park bench, and it was bloody freezing. It was winter, and I had some blankets in my garage, and I thought, I should just go back and get those blankets, and then I did it. I thought about it, and then I thought, that's a bit strange, and kept driving. And then I pulled over again and thought, why wouldn't I do that? And I whipped home, got the blankets, went back. It was in Bath Street, actually, in Glenelg, the park there, and gave this guy these blankets, and he literally just said, thanks, mate. And then from that I started working for Fred's Van. So I got, for 15 years, I was with Fred's Van and became quite good friends with a lot of homeless people, know a lot of homeless people. Then I did my own outreach for a while and just got into that space. But my background was in importing and manufacturing, so in the branded merchandise space. So from that, it evolved into, I wonder if we can create a way where people can get that feeling of helping someone, but it's more measurable, and that's sort of where it evolved. So, but yeah, it's been super interesting, and we're about to invest heavily again into the brand. So it's also a brand that corporates can buy in the trade space. So you can actually buy, if someone wanted a higher level T-shirt than a normal promo T-shirt, they can buy a rough sleeve T-shirt or hoodie. Like all the T-shirts that Microsoft do, for example, in the Asia Pacific are rough sleeve brand.
Wow.
What a great,
and looking at the T-shirts,
concept.
They're not crazily expensive, but they're, well, without naming names, I mean, you talking about how you source them and doing it ethically. I mean, the reason you can buy a $3 T-shirt in a few places is that it's probably been made by a kid in Bangladesh. So...
That's right, yeah. And that's a huge part of the business. So we're one of the only 10% of fashion labels globally pay what's called living wage rather than minimum wage. So we pay a living wage. We use circular manufacturing techniques. So we use a lot of waste fabric. We use a lot of recycled cotton blends with organic cotton. So we are in that space as well. But it's hard to sort of... It's actually really tricky communicating all of it, because if you communicate the whole ecosystem, it confuses people.
Yeah.
So probably the easiest way to describe it is we describe it as good gear done right, because everything about it gets done right. It's actually the easiest way to describe it. It does take me about 30 minutes to describe the layers.
Because there's a lot to it, I guess.
So there's a lot to it, and then once we nail the model in Australia, we will roll it out. The shelter footprint is set up in about 8 to 10 different cities around the world. So that took a good year to do. But the most important thing is we actually talk to the shelters. They're the ones who tell us what to put in the packs. So I'll ring Wayne Williams at Matthew Talbot Hostel, for example, and say, mate, how's it going? And he'll say, terrible, like the numbers are getting worse. But he'll tell me we need this in them. And then I can sub out I might sub out the hoodie and put in something else. It's really about us collaborating with them to get all the information. I've got my own experience with homeless people, but these guys are the ones who are on the front line. They're dealing with the issues. Like the guys at Hutt Street Centre, for example, like they know exactly what's needed, and we just direct the funds towards that.
Well, Nick,
it makes perfect sense.
Thank you for being part of the Undie Drive. They're going off. The socks have been terrific. We've had the Premier of the State wear them, the Police Commissioner wear them, and I suspect there's going to be heaps more before we finish this on.
The socks are going
Friday.
off like a frog in a sock.
Exactly right. Nick Yeoman's the founder of Rough Sleeper. Check out their website. You'll see our stuff at the top.
They're cool clothes.
But the clothes look terrific.
Yeah,
what a
they
great concept. That's just brilliant. Quinton said exactly that on the Dutton's text line. He says, just listen to this guy on the charity for homelessness. What a fantastic idea. What an imprint he's making on the community worldwide. Well
but how
done.
nice that the impetus for it comes from him having this encounter down at Glenelg.
Mark says, "Wow, what an impressive man." There's a lot of
good
deserved plaudits coming through.
Businesses who are listening to that, like if you're gonna, even if it's a cafe and you want everyone to be wearing the same polo shirt, like go to this
there.
website.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, they're
as
really
he
good
says,
clothes.
you don't have to be. It's not in the traditional sense of the word, entirely charitable donation. It's just repurposing money that you would have spent anyway on something you need to buy, like a T-shirt or a work top or a jacket or whatever.
Yeah,
it's a brilliant concept. All right, it's coming up to 9 minutes to 9, which means we've got a very impressive 1 of 2 T-shirt to give away in just a moment. We'll do that shortly. First, traffic. Back to wrap. Day 4 of the Undie Drive next.
Thanks, Will. At Prospect, 3-car collision on Prospect Road at Fitzroy Terrace, Brooklyn Park, car v bus on Henley Beach Road at Marion Road causing delays inbound, and Brunella East lights on the blink-on panel at Tinker Road at Kennahan's Road. Slow for works at Chandler's Hill, Sugarloaf Road in Main Road with a camera today, Blacktop Road at Gould Creek. People will buy whatever tyre name they remember, like my car, Avandra. Avandra, Avandra, Avandra. My car. People first. Avandra. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Coming up on 5AA Mornings, Master Builders Australia suggesting that for the federal government to meet its housing plans of 1.2 million more homes, 500,000 extra people will need to get into the building industry. We'll look at that. And a survey from Australian Super finding just 46% of us are confident about our superannuation, what it means for retirement. They're two of the topics we'll be exploring this morning. Love to get your calls on those and many others as well. I'm Matthew Pantelis. Join me from 9.
Beechwood Homes, Adelaide's leading bespoke home builder, celebrates 35 years. Over that time, they've helped many hundreds of people realise their dream of building a home exactly how they envisioned it. That's the wonderful thing about building with Beechwood. There are no set plans, no set rules. It all starts with a pen, paper, and your ideas. Just like it did 35 years ago. If you can dream it, Beechwood Homes can build it. Life's good. It's even better in a Beechwood home.
At Mawson Lakes Volkswagen, we've launched out of the starting blocks and we're flying down the track with our huge demo clearance. All demos are going to race out the door, like Demo T-Rocks from only $35,990 drive away. We're first for easy on-site finance options and top of the podium for convenient next-day servicing with complimentary loan vehicles. Get in first for Mawson Lakes Volkswagen's huge demo clearance. Salisbury Highway, just a short drive from the city. Rego S22 3CYX.
From the very beginning, she's been there for you, by your side through thick and thin. You've raised a family together, supported one another's dreams and goals, and when things got tough, you got through it together.
So this anniversary or birthday, express your gratitude and love with a handmade statement jewellery piece from Bell & Brunt, a fifth-generation family-owned custom jeweller with over a century of experience.
It could be a ring, pendant, bracelet or diamond earrings. Bell & Brunt's master artisans make creating something unique for your partner easy, using only the finest natural materials and paying meticulous attention to every detail, showcasing your appreciation and love.
So don't leave those moments to just any jeweller. Celebrate your partner with something special from Bell & Brunt. Visit their updated studio at 14A James Place City or visit their website bellandbrunt.com.au. Bell & Brunt, crafted for generations.
Next time you pour Fluorio milk into your coffee or tea, over your cereal or in your smoothie, you're closer to being an SA dairy farmer than you think. 100% of Fluorio Co milk comes from our state's best dairy farmers and their families. So when you buy any Fluorio milk product, you become part of that big family too, doing your bit to support our farming families. Look for the local in your supermarket. Fluorio Milk Company. We're for SA dairy farmers.
Visit your local Hyundai dealer for offers on a wide range of models. Don't miss out. T's and C's apply.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
5 to 9. Sam Daddo is putting the final names into the COVID-proof, copper-safe COVID bowl of justice. It's out there at the moment, and someone with their name in that pot is going to win the Up Yours Pembo T-shirt. One of two. That's right. You can frame it. You can put it on a wall. David will even sign it, I reckon, if you really wanted him to.
Speaking of ethically sourced clothing, did you know that the new rebranded 5AA wardrobe that we have here was just talking to George, our marketing guy? It's Rough Sleeper.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
And because when we got him, I was like, this jacket's great.
Yeah, the jackets are really good.
I was thinking, this is all quality stuff. So now we know why it's quality stuff. A lot of good feedback about our interview just now with Nick Yeomans. What a cracking guy. Speaking of Up Yours, geez, the Qantas board set Up Yours, Alan.
They've just shaved $9.3 million from his payout. Shaved.
How on earth was he in line for such a stupidly big payout, given how much money he was already earning? And all the bonuses that he pocketed.
I'm sure the money hurts the most, but the verbiage would hurt a bit too. A review found, and they put out this statement to the stock exchange, the Qantas board and management made mistakes that caused, quote, significant reputational and customer service issues. Oh, you reckon?
What I want to know is, how did Alan find out that he'd had a $9 million pay cut? Did someone ring him and say,
no, you're emailing that through.
That's an email.
That's an email all day. You're not... Hey, Alan, how's retirement going? Good?
How's life? Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it was funny. I was just chatting with the Qantas board the other day. There's no good way into that conversation. Let's have a look at the fuel situation. Members save on RAA Solar, RAA Innovation Proprietary Limited, SA Building Licence number 319335. Cheap spots under $1.67. The Mobile X Convenience Jeps Crotts $1.66. The Ampol Seaford Meadows is $1.67. The United Richmond $1.67. The cheapest diesel, the Mobile X Convenience Seaford at $1.76. Sam Daddo in the studio. chief torturer. Morning, Sam.
Torquemada, here he is.
I'm enjoying it. Lucy can take off and only drive more often.
What's the next auto da fe you've got lined up for us, Torquemada?
No, so we'll leave the challenge bowl until tomorrow. So we're not going to have a challenge over the day. So you guys will. I just need to say, you look really good in teal.
You know the problem you've got too, mate. Perverse Port fans are sending in screen grabs that they've taken of you wearing. I got to admit,
Can I tell you
during the last ad, I'm back in my Sturt t-shirt.
Yeah, that's a cop out.
It was almost.
I don't know what to pick.
hours.
Maybe we should have put this to a poll, but of all the images that might get out of me today, I'm not sure which one I'm most uncomfortable out. Wearing a ribbon mid-artistic gymnastics routine or wearing the port jumper.
Mate, I owe you a public apology. You know this whole silly ribbon waving nonsense? It started in our Fitzy segment a few weeks ago when we were talking about his triple jump record.
That's
now
right.
It still stands at Sapsaza, and I just said as a joke, Will was an absolute demon on the ribbon in the
Well, you know
floor.
what?
I think we need to thank Stephen Rowe more, actually, because he just went with
Rowie
it.
went with
Rowie believed it.
No, he generally did. In the coverage, we'd go to a break and go, so when were you doing the ribbon? Rowie. It's just something David said. The nice thing, at least I got the opportunity to prove to people I clearly had no background in the sport.
No, I dispute that. I reckon you look like you're a closet gymnast from
You
way
were
back.
secretly good at that. So anyway, we're about to wrap
Should
up.
see him
But
with the ball.
oh, that's next
This is
year.
always next year, isn't it?
The Up Yours Pembo t-shirt of all the donations that have been cast since 7 a.m. this morning are in the COVID-safe copper-proof bowl. And David Pempathy, will you do the honours, please?
Up yours, Pembo.
Let's see. Here we go. The winner is Roz Taylor. On you, Roz. Thank you.
Give some
Roz
credit to
Taylor.
the music.
Oh, hang on, I pushed the wrong button.
On you, Rozzy. Thanks to everybody who donated. Don't know what the grand total is. That'll be revealed probably on Monday, won't it?
Continue
After
to
we tally it up.
we're going to go off air now, but you can continue to donate 5AAAndydrive.com.au. Head to Rough Sleeper, buy the socks. You heard the story. You need to have the socks. And then tomorrow we wrap the Undie Drive with a whole new day of fun and frivolity. We're looking forward to it. Looking forward to your company. Stick around for Matt Pantelis. We'll be back tomorrow from 6.
Catch all the action from the Olympic Games in Paris as